Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Anime Slice podcast. My name's Matt. We got Dan.
Hi.
We got Donald.
Hello.
And we got Paul.
Once again, I'm last, eh?
I'm going down the line. I'm just reading the names from top to bottom.
Way to be Canadian.
Yeah, we're here talking on
Hey.
Sunday the 20th to talk about all the shows that we've been watching since it's been a while. It's been at least a week. It's been at least 2 weeks, actually, I think, since we put up a video.
Yeah.
Sad
It
days.
has been 2 weeks.
So we have a lot to talk about. We need to talk about all the new shows that came out, and then actually let's do a rundown. So let's talk about these are the shows that pretty much we're starting to watch, and that we will either drop or keep while we go through. So the ones keeping over, of course, are Slime. We're still going to be talking about that. We got Sword Art Online, which is still going on. Those are the only two, actually, right?
That we all are watching, correct?
That are
Continuation.
Yep, continuing. Then we got the new shows, which are
You should have like a background of all of the shows.
I know I should have that at one point. I should have just kept the one, but I'll put that up then.
Production quality.
The new shows that we're going to be looking at are Promised Neverland, Rising of the Shield Hero, Love is War, Mob Psycho 100, Durururu or Dorororo, however you pronounce it. Yeah, whatever.
Dororo.
Magical Girls Spec-Ops, and what?
Pretty shit so far.
What's the other one that you had, Paul? There's one that you said.
Domestic Girlfriend.
Mob Psycho.
I already said Mob Psycho.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
You're uninteresting. I must have missed it.
Yep. So we have a lot to talk about, so we're going to try and jump right in. The way that we want to do this is we're going to have me and Paul do the one shows that we're watching. Then me and Paul will do the one show that me and him are just watching, and then we'll do the show that we're all watching. Because those will go by very quick. So Paul, if you want to take it off with, I already forget the show because you just named it.
Domestic Girlfriend.
Which, from what you showed me of it, probably the best thing about it is its opener, since it's the same girl who does the opener for Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah. It's a
Shit
very
show.
good opener.
Which opener? Like which person? Lisa?
Yeah, Lisa. No, not Lisa. One that did.
Yui.
Yeah, Yui.
I don't know why I said Lisa.
Does Lisa do one of the
sword art
openers?
person.
Yeah, Lisa does.
No, she's the sword art person.
Well,
Yui is the person who does.
So it's about this guy who goes to a mixer with or I guess I should rephrase it. It's about this guy who's in love with his teacher.
Oh, it's that show.
I like it already.
Yeah.
And then he goes to a mixer with his friends, to mix up some shit, aka meet.
Wait, are these college students?
No, they're high school students.
Okay.
Like every anime you've ever watched.
Like every anime you've ever watched. There's this one girl that just doesn't care, and he tries to cheer her up, and then she's like, "Hey, want to do me a favor?" And he's like, "What?" And she's like, "Let's fuck."
Ah, damn.
And then they fuck.
Wait, actually?
Actually, because she's like, "I've never experienced it."
Uh-huh.
And he like he feels weird about it.
Wait, he's not a virgin?
He was also.
I was to say, our main character is not a virgin? That's very strange.
No, not anymore.
That's a first.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah. He feels weird about it. Just wait, it instigated, and then his father is going to get remarried, and my Roomba is coming to my room. Anyways, his father gets remarried, or is getting remarried. He meets the new wife and her daughter.
Ooh,
Is the chick
yikes.
he fucked.
And
That's spicy.
and the teacher that he has a crush on are now his stepsisters.
Wait, time out. Wait a minute. So his dad's getting remarried, and his dad's getting remarried, and the girl that he's marrying has two daughters, one of which is the teacher, and the other one is also the fucking kid that he fucked?
Yeah,
What the hell am I listening
How
to?
old? How old's the teacher?
I think she's like 24 or something. I don't.
Man, that guy fucking got lucky as hell. Holy shit, what a guy. What a great life. Oh my god.
Is that how you look? Is that how you
Are
look
you
at
kidding
it?
me?
That dude got lucky.
I mean, not only is he the main character of an
First-
anime, he already fucked, and now he's living with the people that he wants to fuck. That sounds like only good things can happen.
Yeah, but in a family bond, you don't really.
In a
In a non-blood
really-
family bond.
in a really
Yeah.
weird current state of most pornos
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
in the world.
Oh my.
That guy
God.
got really lucky.
Holy shit. Okay, is this supposed to be a comedy?
No, it's super serious.
Oh fuck.
I think Paul's being comedic about how super serious it's supposed to be.
No, it's actually pretty serious.
That's dumb.
Oh my god.
Like-
Okay, I'm gonna have to at
like
least watch
the-
the first episode.
Dude, it's great. Like, and the teacher sister's having like boyfriend troubles, and he's trying to like swoop in there,
Oh my
kind.
god.
Oh man, our protagonist is the boy. Yo,
This actually sounds funny. I'm gonna actually give that a shot. I had no idea that this was
Oh.
what it's gonna be about.
Also, theme song is top.
Yeah. How's the closer?
That
Closer any
opener
good?
is awesome. Closer's also really good.
Is it also sung by?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
It's pretty good.
That sounds like a decent show. I'll try out. Okay. Anything else you want to jump in there or throw in there?
that sounds like a complete trash show.
No,
Get
it
the
doesn't.
fuck
That
out of
sounds
here,
really
man.
good. It actually sounds really good.
You're an
Oh.
idiot.
Oh,
Sounds
also,
good. It is what it is.
also, sister that he bangs.
Yeah.
Totally socially awkward.
Oh my god, yes! Oh, this is gonna be great.
That's just exactly what I've been looking
thank
for in
God.
life.
Of course, why not?
Oh, this is gonna be so
Oh.
good.
And then I'm also watching Quintessential Quintuplets. Awful show. Completely awful show.
Yet Paul will finish it.
I will finish it because of how stupidly.
Oh, that's the one with the teacher that teaches all like the there
like
are
the tutor and
Yeah.
who's teaching who's trying to teach
like the really rich
the
people,
five-
right?
yeah,
yeah.
the rich snooty sisters.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Pretty good.
Okay. And before I jump into Mob, I should also throw out that oh my god, I watched the first episode and I hate myself for doing it. The YouTube anime girl show, I forget what it's called.
Virtual YouTube.
Yeah.
That?
Yeah, the virtual YouTube anime. Oh my god, it is absolute trash. I don't know how if that's what the actual YouTube videos are like, I don't understand how they're popular at all. It is absolute trash.
I did watch a little bit of Kizuna Ai. Most of her videos are her screaming at the top of
Mhm.
her lungs and trying to figure out what's going on in video.
Okay. I mean, literally, you'd have to just watch the first 4 minutes of that show when they're introducing the characters. Oh my god, it's awful. The opener's not too bad, though, to be honest. The opener's okay until the very end. Then the opener gets trashed. But other than that, holy shit, that's a bad show. Okay. So let's go into. Let's just jump into Mob real quick. So you guys haven't watched the first season of Mob.
I watched the first season of the live action.
Ooh, there's
No,
a
it
live
happens.
action Mob.
Yep.
Oh fuck.
Yep.
Well, no, that can't be good. But pretty much, so this is the second season.
You said it.
We are still following Mob, pretty much going through high school and working with his teacher, which is who's a fake psychic. In the very 2 episodes have come out so far. In the first episode, we just get back thrown in, and it's like, hey, let's look at Mob going through his social life. There's only one interesting thing that I've seen throughout the first 2 episodes, and he's like somewhat questioning his teacher now, which is going to be very interesting because the first season's very focused on like how he idolizes his teacher, and that plays a big part at the end of the season. And so this idea that he's probably going to like start tearing away from his teacher and maybe becoming his own person and realizing that he's been being lied to this whole time, I feel like that's going to be probably a big part of the show.
Wait, he's being lied to?
Yeah, his teacher is not a psychic, like at all. He claims to be one, and like basically he's a con man. Like he's a pretty big con man, but he's still not a bad person per se. Like every time he's doing a con, he's like actually helping people in some sort of fashion. So he's not a bad person.
So he's a Robin Hood?
No, he's not a Robin Hood because he definitely steals from like not the wealthiest of people. But he looks out for people. Like he looks out for Mob. He never like puts him in like bad situations. He's always trying to help him, and he's not. He doesn't have bad morals per se. He just uses his very high charisma to like get a lot of money. But
he has a 20 in charisma.
oh yeah, he's very charismatic and a very fast talker, which makes him very good at what he does, and yet still not doing the correct thing most of the time. But the first episode we see pretty much from the first season, there was a girl who finds out that Mob has like really good psychic powers, so she's trying to create a cult around him. But before she can do that, she needs to like help him become more charismatic. So he's like, "Yo, you should go run for student council president." That absolutely fails. But when he does that, he goes up, gives a speech. One of the girls from his class like sees him, and so is like, "Yo, that was really brave of you, even though you really did really poorly at it. So I was wondering if you would want to go out." They start dating. There's a little montage, and then we find out like a week later that it was all just a joke. We were making fun of you for how bad you were. So I had to go and date you. But before she did that, yeah, fuck me. Before she did that, she mentioned a book that she was writing. And he's like, "Oh no, this is really good." And she's like, "Shut up." And she's like very self-conscious about it. So she breaks him down. He's all sad. He falls to the ground. He just silently sits there looking up at the stars. And then he gets up. He's like, "Okay, I'm on my way." He runs into the girl that broke his heart pretty much. And she's like talking to her friends that are like actual assholes. And they find out that she's writing a book. He's like, "What are you doing writing this book? Come on, this is so dumb." And she's like, "Yeah, you're right, it is dumb." And then they tear it up. And then she's like, "Yeah, that's fine." Mob sees that and tells them to stop and gets really sad about it. Starts picking up all the pieces on the ground. They make fun of him. And then she's like, "Fuck, this guy's actually a really good guy." And she says fuck it to her friends, starts picking up the pieces, and it ends with they picked up all the pieces, then a gust of wind comes by and like blows it all away. And then she's like, well, I mean, I can always start over and all these things. And then Mob uses his power to get all the pieces back and like shows her that he has these powers. And it's a fucking beautiful scene. Very well animated. It blows everything else out of the water, at least last season. Oh my god.
Like the wind did to the pages.
Yeah. Shut up. Shut up. It's so good. Like that scene literally made it all for me. I didn't go
I'm triggered.
Yeah, and I don't give away everything in the episode. You guys should definitely go watch it. The little character moments are fucking fantastic. The second episode came out, nothing really big. It's literally just a throwaway kind of episode. They go and investigate fake paranormal happenings. Like one was like a dog with a human face, but all it was some dumb kids like drawing on marker on a dog. But then there's an actual one that's bad. It's called the Dragger. It pretty much makes you come out to the forest and then they drown you, like dragging you into the water. He easily defeats it. It's not a big episode. There's no like big character development there. So nothing big happens. But damn, that show's gonna be good. Mob's gonna be so
Needless to say, Matt is a very big Mob fan.
Mob is if you like One Punch Man, you should love Mob. Mob is the only thing.
Except for One Punch Man has an allure to him. Like the character is a lot better.
No, he's just like Mob.
No, he's not.
I feel like he's a grown-up Mob.
I feel like he's extremely charismatic in the way he doesn't say much.
I mean, that's pretty okay. Mob doesn't say much, and I guess he's not charismatic in the way he does it. Yeah, sure.
He's an awkward high school
very
student.
Awkward. He's 100% awkward.
Like that's the difference. That's the biggest difference for me in the two shows.
Oh,
like
God.
He's an awkward high school student. And I don't like an anime has enough of that shit.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It does. It's so good. I fucking love it. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty much for Mob. I'm excited for the next episode. I think it's gonna be if it keeps the pace that it's going, where it's like we have one really good like character building episode and then a throwaway. I'll be happy. That's fine. But then we'll get into the real plot. Holy shit. Anyways, let's talk about.
Is there some chick with some large breasts?
No, the real plot is going back to what happened
That's
in the
what
first
plot
season,
means.
and we get all the fucking like really big evil psychics. Ooh, that shit's good. That's gonna be fucking great. Anyways, okay, Paul, let's hit up Magical Girl Spec-Ops.
No. Before that, I also saw the Broly movie.
Oh.
Go watch the Broly movie.
Yeah, go watch
The
that.
end.
Yeah, we'll watch it because we haven't seen it yet, so he doesn't want to spoil it for us. Okay, so yeah, let's just hit up Magical Girl Spec-Ops.
It's I don't know. I like
Give the premise. Give the premise of the show first, Paul. Let people know what it is.
Okay. So it's about these stuffed animals that invade the planet, and this other extraterrestrial like
Being.
species
Yeah.
decides we need to help humanity, so they make a contract with humanity where they will give their powers to people who are adept at using them. And it happens to be magical girls who are then fighting these stuffed animals where I just can't.
Yep. No, that's a good question. That's a good question, Dan. What? It is really funny though. I really like the contrast when you see giant like stuffed animals.
Stuffed teddy bears
Yeah.
like mauling like arms off of soldiers.
Yes. It's really weird. And I mean I definitely know that's definitely a thing, like when looking at trying to like make either terror or like some kind of uncomfortableness, you take something that's normally very innocent and then make it terrifying. Or make it like
Yeah.
what's the word? Evil or some sort. That's definitely
But
a way that
wait,
they hit it on.
There's
But-
more.
But wait, there's
It's
more.
3 years after that, and
Yes.
the main magical girl has PTSD
Yep.
towards cute things.
Yeah, it's really funny. But she should like when they and she has very good reason to be because they showed
Yeah.
one scene where she goes back to her house after fighting when she was in middle school, and her parents aren't there, but two little stuffed animals are there, and they say like, "What'd you do with my parents?" He's like, "Don't worry, they're still alive." And he's like, "Bring them back." It's like, "You'll get them back piece by piece," and they bring back a box, and it's just a piece of an arm in there. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit, that's so fucked up.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's funny because we see it as these little stuffed animals, but I mean, it's fucked up. Like, oh my god, if stuffed animals came into your house and like gave you parts of your parents, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if Ted just walked up to you and was like, "Here's your mom's arm."
Yeah. Yo, where's Ted?
Sorry, you said Ted, so I imagined him asking me for a joint.
Yeah, that is what Ted would
Ooh,
do.
yeah, that is exactly what Ted would do.
That was
And
that was
in
Seth Rogen
Canada.
that played his voice, right? No, wait, wasn't
No, that was Seth.
No, that was Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane, yeah, my bad.
Peter Griffin.
Yeah, Peter Griffin.
He does more than just Peter Griffin.
He does like a
Brian
He-
Griffin.
Yeah, he does all the Griffins.
Stewie.
Okay. This is not a American cartoon podcast. We do not endorse.
Okay,
them.
guys, let's
Is
talk
there?
about Family Guy now.
I wouldn't call it not an American
Oh my
cartoon
gosh.
podcast.
Okay. But I don't know how I feel about the show.
Yeah.
It's weird.
No, I'm pretty much the same. Like when I was reading some comments about it, people were like making a more edgy magical girl. I'm like, yeah, but a more edgy magical girl was literally fucking Madoka Magica. And I think
Or like,
yeah.
Madoka Magica does it well, and then they're like, if you want pure edge, go like Magical Girl Sight. That was pure edge.
That was last season, right? Or was that 2 seasons
No,
ago?
it was like 3
Oh.
months ago. I know, time flies.
Yeah. Damn.
That was pure edge, and the voice actress for Frieza was one of the main baddies.
Damn.
So it made it even better.
Mhm.
I wish I was a baddie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think for what this show is, it seems like a very mediocre show. It seems very run of the mill. Nothing is going to be huge about this. The fight scenes are
probably
pretty.
gonna drop it.
I don't know at this point. After the second episode, I was like, I'm like okay with it still.
I'll make my decision on the third episode.
Yeah, I mean they haven't done anything. They literally have not done anything that's made me look at it and be like, wow, this is trash. Like they haven't done anything really crazy that's upsetting.
No, but they also haven't done anything.
No, they haven't. Yeah, there's nothing different. Like the only thing different about it is, I guess the fact that it's little stuffed animals. I mean, that's probably the most outstanding part about it. It will be but pretty much. Oh yeah.
And a baddie stabbed a police officer with scissors.
Yeah, that was fucked up. Oh, also, so we should mention, pretty much after, like Paul said, it was what's happening now is like 3 years after the big event when the first attack of those creatures came. Pretty much there were like the special magical 5, like the ones that survived that saved everyone. After that, all those monsters were gone, and pretty much the magical girls are just like almost like hired mercenaries, pretty much, and they like help with like terrorist crime. Some of them do with terrorist crime, and that's really it. And the main girl's like trying to get away from that, but now there's a group that have access to like the old creatures, and they're like setting them off in on Japan. So now she's coming back. She already met up with one of her magical 5 people. So I'm assuming
Who's a nurse?
Yeah, who's the nurse one? She's just mainly a healer. But I'm sure they're kind of bringing the other ones and they're kind of meet up. But we did find out that the bad people are also in some way a magical girl, which isn't one of the magical 5s, but I don't know what happened there. So we'll see about that. That's kind of interesting, I guess. But yeah, nothing huge to go on with this show. It's just run of the mill, nothing special. Okay, now we're
just like Matt's life.
just like my life.
Aw.
I guess we'll hit another easygoing one. Let's just hit Love is War, since me and Paul have watched the first 2. Donnie, you watched the first 1, right?
Yeah, I didn't watch the second one. I was out all day.
Okay. Damn. What do you guys think? Donnie, you're the one that I'm worried about. Do you like this show? What do you think?
Yeah, I do. I thought it was interesting. I thought it's interesting enough for me to continue watching it for now.
Okay.
I don't know about down the stretch.
Mhm.
I mean, it has the possibility of falling off in my eyes.
Well, here's my question. Okay, so pretty much the premise of this show is it's all about 2 characters who obviously like each other trying to make the other one admit that they like the other one. So it's like you're gonna make the first move so that it proves that you're more in love with me, so I'll have the dominance, pretty much. Donnie, so since you watched the first show, where literally all it is these are circumstances. Like the very first one is someone.
Yeah, it's pretty much just explaining to you the way the characters perceive one another and perceive the game that they're technically playing with each other's lives.
Yes, and that's what that's the main thing I like about it. Like they'll take a very
that's the reason I think I can continue watching it, because like both characters are, I wouldn't say real characters, but like both characters are interesting enough to keep me coming back to watching it.
Mhm.
So that's why I'll probably continue watching it.
Well, when you
but it's definitely not like what's it called? The show last season.
Fucking wow.
Bunny
Girl Senpai, yeah.
Yeah, Bunny Girl.
Holy shit.
Just ended. Already forgot it.
Don't worry, I'm here, guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what that show did. It literally fucking ended with a fucking piece of shit.
It didn't end with a piece of shit.
It didn't end with a piece of shit, but it ended. Yeah.
You're just not happy with how.
But yeah. When you said something though that I somewhat agree with, like it's definitely over the top, but the characters, like the way that their mind works in some ways does make a lot of sense to me. And like what's the good example? Like when they have the love letter one, when he's thinking, like the reaction he has, like, oh fucking she's high class, she's not gonna fucking go out with this guy, and then she says yes, like the instant like heart dread, like
oh
holy
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
What?
That is real. Yeah, I see what you mean by that. But like I'm saying, like the overall of how they like
the massive game they're playing.
I love it. Yeah, that's it's so good. No, but
no. It makes it entertaining. It's just like doesn't seem realistic for 2 characters to do in my mind.
Yeah, what makes it really cool is the fact that they take very mundane, regular things that a couple or someone like that are interested in each other and makes it into a game of like how can we make it so that this person does it first. And I really like that. It's really funny. But my question to you, Donnie, is after watching the first episode, if all the other episodes are literally just other situations that they're put in and then you just see them play the game, would that keep you entertained?
It'll keep me entertained enough to keep watching it, but I mean, it won't turn out to be like me thinking this is a great show. It'll just be like, oh, this is another show.
Yeah. And I don't.
So like, I'll continue watching it. It's just like not something that I'm going to, like right now, Shield Hero, I want to watch that as soon as it comes out.
Yeah.
But like this show, I'm like, I could wait until Sunday or right before I'm supposed to do this podcast to watch it. I'm not going to go and like watch it and then watch it again right before the podcast so that I understand what went on.
Well, I don't know about you, Paul. Then, Donnie makes it very clear. I really like this show a lot. Like I can't. Every time I watch this, I'm laughing out loud. Like each time, I love it.
So am I. It's great, especially the last episode.
Yeah,
I don't want.
Yeah, we won't spoil it. But so I do want to at least tell Donnie for sure. If the second episode has to if it goes down this line, every episode's literally going to be just a layout of these like skits almost of what they're going through. Paul, from this, do you think they're going to be like an overarching story? Like, I guess the end of the first episode maybe went that way with this other character, like at her house, but I don't know.
I heard that, Paul.
What? That wasn't
Nothing.
me.
I heard that, Dan.
The typing, the mechanical
The
keyboard.
crit stars.
Yeah.
The crit stars.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But no. I don't know. I don't feel like they're setting it up for an overarching story. They're just probably gonna have like little like tidbits from outside people calling them stupid.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. I really hope. I'd be perfectly fine. I don't need an overarching story. I'd actually maybe prefer that there's not one. It'd be really nice just to this continues as is. Okay. I also like how apparently I don't understand this part though. Why is it he's so upset with every time he thinks about it, her calling him how cute? Like, why is that seen as such a negative thing? I don't get that.
Because it's not masculine.
Is that the reason?
100%.
Okay. Let's go on to the next show. Let's talk about Dororo.
We don't want to cover the things that we've already been covering first.
Wait.
Like Sword Art and
Oh, do we want to go?
Slime?
Do we want to cover those first? Like we had Dan.
I'd
hasn't
rather
watched
cover
Dororo.
Slimin.
Okay.
What? Dan hasn't watched what?
Dan's not watching Dororo, so that's why I was waiting.
No.
Oh, you wanted to
No, we can
do
do that.
Slimin.
Yeah, we
Sword
can
Art
do
last.
Slime. No, we can do Slime. Let's go to Slime.
Okay.
Let me bring up my notes for Slime though, because I fucking forget a lot of what happened in Slime.
Good job.
Who wants to? Yeah, I forget a lot. Like I have my notes to like go over like the first episode. I don't have my notes for the second episode. Who wants to? Does anyone want to talk about it?
Funny story.
I think we nominated Paul
Oh, you want to talk about
before we
Slime?
started.
Yeah, I'll talk about it. Okay. Apparently, I only have to watch it when stuff happening. Everyone else
Yeah.
Forgets.
forgetful. And I also have a Roomba here.
Ooh, I like Roombas.
You're also cutting out a lot.
He's not gonna get that
No,
much.
that's my Roomba. And Dan, shut up.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yikes.
Wow.
Wow.
joking.
I can't believe you
Is
say
this
that,
a
Dan.
family-friendly
joking.
podcast?
No, it's
Cringe.
Cringe. Asterisk.
Yeah.
Cringe. Asterisk.
yeah.
Okay. So Paul, what happened?
Okay, so we start off. We're in the midst of the battle between friends versus the orcs, and Rimuru, I forgot his name for a second
Yikes.
there, is about to fight the orc, and so they're fighting. Being Rimuru's just kind of
Wait.
Is he going autopilot?
Wait.
yet?
You skipped the whole part.
No, I didn't, Matt. No, I
He
didn't.
started in autopilot.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
so he's in autopilot. He's
Uh-huh.
fighting,
Yeah.
and then we go to the Dryad with the Magi. They're like shooting the shit, and then the what's it called? The Magi are like, well, fuck this shit, we're out. And teleport to the battle, or one of them teleports to the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, stop. He yells at or to stop being a bitch, basically. And well, not actually, but
Yeah.
you're supposed to become a demon lord.
Yeah.
Become a fucking demon lord. And then
he does.
And then he does, and then he starts eating his own people to regenerate his own body
Yeah, to be fair,
parts.
he only becomes one because he specifically kills the Magi and eats him.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
about that, but yes. And so they're fighting it out, while the other demon lord is watching from his crystal ball thing. That's all you get from him.
Yep.
And then it ends up being a who's going to eat the other one faster fight with Rimuru's predator versus the orc demon lords. Fuck, what was it
Devour?
called? Starvation.
Oh, Starvation.
Devour.
Starvation.
No, Starvation.
Starvation.
Yeah. Spoilers. Rimuru won.
Yeah, spoiler. Main
But-
character wins.
The
Really?
main character wins. but while doing that, he kind of brings the sanity back to the Orc Lord while talking to him in like this dream state that's inside his predator, and saying that don't worry, I'll basically absolve you of all your sins and take on all the sins of your people.
Well, but
So don't.
we had to think like what was going on, like what happened with his people, the Orcs people.
Oh yeah, there was a famine.
Yep.
There was a drought. They couldn't survive. They were like dying slowly and slowly. He was trying to like save them, and that's when he crossed the desert and
Ran into the magic.
Gelmud.
Yeah, Gelmud. Yeah.
He was trying to go to the forest to find food.
Yep.
Yeah. He at the end of the day, he was just trying to, which is a valiant thing.
Yeah.
But then he got corrupted by Gelmund.
Yep.
And then Rimuru absolves some of his sins. Says he'll take care of his people. He cries and he's like, "Thank you," and kind of like I forget. I think he like dissipates into like fire or something like that.
He dissipates. I don't remember the fire, but yeah, he definitely dissipates.
He dissipates. I don't know how he.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I think that's how that episode ended.
Yep, that pretty much ends the episode.
Okay, Matt, you take over the next.
Oh fuck. Okay. The second episode, pretty much, it's just a rundown of what they're going to do with all the orcs then. So we are back to the Lizard Kingdom. Rimuru pretty much says, hey, just so you guys know, I don't want to do any punishment for the orcs. I'm absolving of them of all their sins pretty much. What I actually want to do is invite them to come stay in our kingdom, and they can help us and they can contribute. Pretty much everyone kind of agrees, because they're like, they're going to say no to the guy that pretty much saved them all. The orcs are extremely happy by this. They feel unworthy, actually. The one main, so the like second hand of the king that died, he pretty much like offers himself up for sacrifice to the Kaijin, and they say no. You're an ally. Rimuru has brought you on, so as long as you always help him, we are allies. There's no reason to be upset, and everything's happy. Everyone's great.
Did you skip the meeting?
Well, that's at the meeting. That's what they're talking about. At the end of the meeting, though, which I'm talking about right now, Donnie.
Okay.
The Dryad is basically like, yep, I say this is okay, and this meeting has now been convened by Chancellor of the Forest, Rimuru. So Rimuru is now like pretty much the king of the forest.
Must be great.
Must be great. So we go back to the village. They skip like I think 3 weeks. I think it's either 3 weeks or 3 months. I don't know. It's not that long. But we skip a little ahead. We see buildings starting being worked. The orcs are working with everyone. Everyone seems good.
Oh, he named all of the orcs.
Yeah, you're right. He did name all the orcs.
He slept for 10 days after naming all of the orcs.
Which I don't know why he's naming all the orcs. Like I could understand naming the main orc, and I thought they were just gonna do the thing where they did with the
Except
dogs.
for the orcs aren't a pack. The orcs aren't like a pack mentality, which is why it makes sense for the wolves.
Yeah. So yeah, he named the right hand of the one that was gonna sacrifice himself. He named the right hand orc, and he basically became. Was he Lord of the Orcs or King of the Orcs?
King.
King of the Orcs.
Orc King.
Orc.
But he gave him the same name as the Orc Lord.
Which was
I don't remember.
Geld, I think it was.
Geld, yeah.
Geld.
That's
Yep,
what
Geld
it was.
is his name.
Yep. So he gave him the same name, and he feels honored. Everyone's happy. Now we cut to the Dwarf Kingdom, and we see the assassin that's been following.
No.
Oh wait, did I skip
I
that?
don't know if you mentioned. He becomes a orc king instead of an orc lord.
Yeah, that's what we said.
Well, so he wasn't. Yeah. The Orc Lord is a special deviation that only happens like once every 100,000 years. Also, I don't know.
No.
It seems like there's also like a thing of like negativity that has to be around becoming an Orc Lord, or is that not true?
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think didn't they mention something about like it has to be a desperation or something?
Maybe.
No, they just mentioned it happens every couple hundred years.
Yeah. But to be fair, wasn't Geld before he even got it? He was already an Orc King, or was he not an Orc King?
He was
wasn't
like
the
a chief.
king. He was like like a chief.
Okay.
But I don't think he was a higher
No, he was
orc.
just a
He was
rank.
just like the orc that was considered the strongest out of all of the other ones, so they made him the chief.
Probably because he
type
had
of deal.
fucking regen powers like out the ass.
I think that came with his
No,
starvation.
He got it
in-
before that because remember he's
Oh.
in one of the things we're watching him like go through the desert and he finds a bunch of kids. He literally tears off his arm.
Oh
and
yeah,
gives it
that's
to-
right.
yeah. And then he gets.
Well,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
he was born. He was born the Orc Lord.
He was born the Orc Lord.
Yeah, because he wasn't just chosen to be an Orc Lord, right? Isn't that how they explain it? He
No.
was born that way because he was destined to be the savior of the orcs.
I don't remember
Isn't
that.
that how he
you might be
explains
right.
it?
You might be right. I can't
You-
remember. That
I
might
don't-
have
I
been
don't
it because he
I
was
don't-
born with that
I'm
regeneration
like
power.
I'm asking you because I think that's what I remember reading, but I'm not sure. It was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. But anyways, after all that, after all the deliberation, and everyone's happy, all the orcs are happy, everything's great. We cut to the fucking dwarf kingdom. There we see the big dwarf boy, the assassin, and a bunch of other like guest nobles of some sort. And they're talking about the fact that the orcs that they've been following have been completely wiped out, and that there's a monster raising a village of monsters, pretty much. Of course, talking about Rimuru.
Well, he's talking about the slime that he already met.
Yes, but
Because he mentions that I have to go find out what this slime's doing.
Yep.
Like I need to find out exactly what slime.
yes.
What type of person this slime is.
Yep. So they get their fucking flying chariots and they make their way to the kingdom. And they he basically comes down and is like
Pegasus.
well Pegasus chariots, whatever, dude. They have flying Pegasuses.
Yes.
And they come down to the village. Everyone's like, yo, what the fuck's going on? Kajin comes up, he's like, yo, my lord, you're here. And or my king. Which is very disrespectful to Rimuru. I'm so upset by him.
Kaju?
Isn't that his name?
Yeah.
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 I'm so mad at him. How dare he turn his back on Rimuru and call that
He
other guy
didn't.
king? He called the other guy king.
Because he's a king
Yeah,
of the dwarfs.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck him. He got.
He is a dwarf.
Yeah, whatever. He should have turned away.
No sympathy.
Yeah,
right,
no,
you're
fuck
right. You're right. Same.
It would have been one thing if he came up there and just said king, but he also kneeled to him. Like, no,
Well, yeah, he didn't want to disrespect him.
he doesn't need to disrespect him. He's not his king anymore.
He was once in his army.
Yeah, I know.
He was a commander in one of his
Oh,
army.
Fuck him. He disowned him. He disowned him for a lie too that he knew was a lie. But anyways, yeah. So the dwarf king is like, "Yo, I want to challenge you to a fight so that we can get to know you." So like that's like the best way to know someone, apparently. Which I still never. I don't like that trope because it never makes sense to me.
I will tell the true intentions from your sword.
Yeah, like I fucking hate that shit. But they fight. The Dryad is like, "Yo, I'll see this fight." The whole idea is, as long as Rimuru can like defend himself, they win. Like Rimuru doesn't have to actually beat him or anything. He just has to like defend himself and not get hit. So they fight. He does his like big ultimate attack at the end with his sword. He's like, "What?" And then Rimuru blocks it. And he's like, "Yo, how'd you know that?" It's like, "Oh no, I just had a really good teacher." And then you find out that the fucking Dwarf King was taught by the Kajin, the fucking old dude.
The ogre.
Well, yeah, he's
But
a Kajin now.
Yeah.
He was an ogre, yeah.
But he wasn't. He was an ogre.
Yes. And apparently he found the Dwarf King one day when he was a kid, like in the woods crying or some shit. And he taught him like
Being a
swords.
little bitch.
Yeah, being a little bitch. Told him to fucking grow up, and he did. And now he's a Dwarf King. And everyone's happy. Everyone's great. Then they have a feast, and they're like, "Yo, we should fucking team up, my boy." And Rimmer is like, "You know what? We should team up." So they form an alliance with the Dwarf Kingdom and the new kingdom called Tempest Jugo Forest. What was it called?
So, it's like it's something like that. It's like the Tempest Juru Alliance or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the capital, which is the town that they're currently in, the first town that they're
Rimuru.
in, is called Rimuru.
Yep.
So
Yep.
literally, only good things happen this episode. I can't think of anything. Like there is no negative thing that happened. I guess we see the demon lord again for like a couple seconds, and we see the clown dude there. And he's like, "Yo, if you ever need me, call on me." But I don't know. Like, did they show any like ominous looking thing?
Yeah.
What? I don't remember.
The demon lord literally says he's going to have to take a closer look at this.
Yeah,
slime.
but like they didn't show like an ominous looking creature that he's like gonna send on them or anything. Like we don't know.
No,
what's coming.
but it's implied that the head demon lord dude is now in.
Didn't they show the
What,
pink-haired
science?
girl in this episode?
They didn't show her, but she's now playing a much bigger part in the closer or the opener. I forget which one.
Oh
Both.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
And both. And
Yeah.
it's so weird. So she's obviously from. I don't like it when they give it away in the closing openers, but pretty much we see them fighting, so she's gonna be sent on him to fight, and then she becomes a good guy. Like it's then seen with her like with everyone, like everyone's happy. By the way, even though the closer song is not as good as the last closer, I fall for this shit every time when it just shows everyone being happy. It looks so nice. It's so fucking great.
I think this season has significantly worse openers than last season.
I agree. I wouldn't say significantly worse, but definitely not as good.
I don't know. I really like Domestic Girlfriends.
Yeah. Do any of you
I'll
guys
have to watch it.
I have two things I want to mention about these last two episodes, but I want to give you guys open the floor. You guys have anything you want to say about these episodes?
Yeah, I really like, or I really find it funny. The secretary ogre really cherishes her position as a secretary.
Dude, she's also the bodyguard. She also protects him.
Okay, she's also the bodyguard, but I feel like she cares more about her secretary position more than anything.
Yeah, just make sure she doesn't become a cook, and then we're fine.
Do you see how she holds him?
Yeah, she loves him. Everyone's happy, dude.
Yeah.
No one else has anything they want to say about the episode?
I think you covered most of it.
We went over it, but
but you're like your own opinion.
Your opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, not really. Nothing we haven't really said about it already.
Okay. How about this big fucking glaring issue that I feel like we've seen it in this, not issue, but did you guys get the feeling like this episode was a lot faster, or they covered a lot more area than probably any other episode before it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the whole like meeting and whatnot.
Yeah, like we went from the end of the battle, going over all the meeting, to the Dwarf King is now already looking into this and knows it's a problem, to the Dwarf King is confronting him, to the Dwarf King confronted him, to now they have an alliance. Like, they covered a lot of ground in that episode, I feel.
I mean, they did cover a lot of like plot points. But it could just also be possible. Nothing really happened during like the 3 months in between all that.
He also slept for 10 straight days.
That's
after naming the orcs.
That's perfectly fine.
150. I don't understand how he can name 150 orcs in 5 ogres. Like, are 150 orcs like?
They're probably just like
50,000 orcs.
Yeah, that's a lot of orcs.
150,000 orcs. Are 150,000 orcs not like lesser than naming 5 ogres?
Well, so naming the 5. Oh, you can go.
That like he absorbed the Demon Lord and he got stronger himself because the Demon Lord did eat the Magi. So maybe he's just like got exponentially stronger from that.
100.
Yeah, the more.
Okay,
the more
I'll take it.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll take
100%
that.
he got stronger from absorbing him. I think it's more of like the ogre thing. They specifically say Kajin are like very special elite classes that aren't normal, but the ogres just went from like a slightly better ogre or orc. They went from a slightly better orc, kind of like what the goblins did when he first named them.
Didn't they become like high orcs or something?
Yeah, they just became high orcs.
Yeah, so they're slightly better. A Kajin's like a totally different like elite class. So that's why it was much more draining on him for that. At least that's how I understood it. But
like the Kajin like fuck shit up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Like they're actually a force to be reckoned with. Like, but they're only ever gonna deal with the fodder, so whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I'm more thinking like, okay, we're on episode. That was episode 13 or 14.
14.
So that was episode 14 so we only have 10 more episodes. We haven't seen the actual Demon Lord that we actually want to get to. And I don't understand how there's no way that they're gonna cover up to that within these 10 episodes.
I don't think they will because the light novel series is still ongoing.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So there's probably going to be like this show's apparently very popular. So for good reason.
Yeah.
It's a very great show. Yeah. So I think there's going to be like an actual second.
Okay. That would be good because I feel like the only thing they can cover up to is there are so many characters. There are so many characters in these new openers and closers. Like holy shit.
He's all about fucking building his alliance.
I know, it's good.
Leave him alone.
No, I agree. It's good stuff though. But
and he becomes chancellor and he's like
Yeah, he doesn't want all of the stuff he has.
Mm-hmm.
No,
He's
just
very.
wants a peaceful life.
I'll be interested to see how the next episode comes, only because I feel like they're gonna start. If it's the same as like last episode, I feel like things are gonna go a lot faster now, which I'm not necessarily against, but we'll see.
We'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, we will. Okay, what do you guys want to hit up next?
Or for the
Sword Art.
listeners 2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago. Sword Art? You want to hit up
Now
Sword
you're
Art?
just
Okay.
confusing them.
I don't want to talk about Sword Art because I fucking am almost set up with this show, but you guys can go.
I'm so are you fed up with the literal ending of this episode?
Yeah, who wants to talk about it? Yeah, who wants to go?
It's the best ending. I don't know what you're talking about.
So they're leaving from the Great Library and they find they get teleported into the armory. Hey, look, their swords are there. Yujio's like, Yujio's like, oh, look at all this stuff. They must be building an army to protect the human realm. And Kirito's like, nope, they just don't want people rebelling against them. And he's like, oh.
Kirito, always having the answers.
Well, yeah.
What do you mean, oh yeah? That's one of the biggest fucking problems with this whole show is he literally knows everything. It's bullshit.
Well, he was told in the last episode.
Oh, I guess you're right. Sure.
So this one, he makes
Your
sense.
problem is that Kirito knows everything?
Never mind. It's just how it's done.
Anyway, so and then they leave the armory and Crimson Knight, Synthesis 21 or something like that. 26.
It's either 21 or 28. I forget.
No, it's not 28.
Are we sure? Okay.
One of the little girls.
Oh, you're right.
is
That's right.
28.
That's right. Yeah.
Anyway, so he's there and shot a bunch of arrows at them. He missed. So then his bow is broken and Kirito's like, be careful, blah blah blah.
Perfect weapon control.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go charge at him and then you do your thing. Dude, Crimson Knight does enhanced armament, turns his body and arrow or bows into flames, and shoots a beam of light, which turns out to be a phoenix at them. Kirito uses 5 ice shields layered in front of him, on top of spinning his sword like a fan to block the shot.
He's blowing the fire away.
Wait, Donnie has something to say about that.
Yeah.
Hey, he said it was a skill.
Yeah, he did. It's true.
Yes, he did.
Later, it was like, oh, this is a skill specifically.
Yeah.
So it's
It
not
makes
like
sense. It's
not like, oh, I'm able to spin my blade because I'm plot armor.
Yeah.
And perfectly still in the palm of his hand while he's not holding. Yeah, but
it's a skill. It's a skill.
That's fine.
Yeah, the moment he blocks that and the explosion happens, because there has to be an explosion.
Yeah.
Japanese studios still don't know how to dissipate smoke for explosions, though. They just kind of cut away from it and then it's gone the next cut.
Yep.
They're still bad at doing that. But Yujio jumps out and does he did a twin strike.
2 strike. Yeah.
Yeah. Which just fucked the Crimson guy up. And
no one's ever attacked me twice in a row.
Yeah. TLDR, they don't know how to combo moves.
Yeah.
Even though they're coded into the game.
Yeah.
Yes. It turns out that this the Crimson Knight was the one that took Alice when she was a kid, but he doesn't remember that. So then Yujio gets super angsty and wants to kill this guy. But Kirito stops him. They talk some more, and then he's like, Crimson Knight dude's like, you know what? Kill me. You guys seem like honorable people. If I go back to the Pontificate or Pontifex,
yeah, whatever. The church.
Yeah, she's going to punish me and do something worse. And Kirito's like, no, you find out who you were. Find out the woman in your dreams. Find your previous life. And then they start walking up the stairs, and there are two girls just spying on them. Next episode. I don't know how many stairs they climbed before
They go.
they found
Yeah.
the two
It
girls.
was
They go up a few steps.
Yeah.
It was-
A couple. We'll call it a couple.
they were on
Yeah.
level 15 when they found these girls.
Okay.
How do you
I don't
remember
remember
that?
what level they were. They were on.
Five, I think.
So
How do you
10.
remember that?
I read it.
Oh,
It's
it's a thing.
part of watching the anime.
Yeah. So
Reading the text.
You're right.
So these girls pretend to be all innocent, and Kirito's like, I don't like kids. You deal with them, Yujio. They start talking, and they stab them. And they're paralyzed from this ruby stone thing that the daggers are made out.
Hang on, Paul. You're missing out the crucial part
Oh,
here.
what's the crucial part?
What?
The fact that the two kids were able just to get behind Kirito without him even noticing.
Well, he let it happen.
Yeah, he let it
Debatable.
happen.
He
Debatable.
definitely let it happen.
Debatable.
He said he let it happen. Anyways, that's besides the point. Then they're dragging them by their feet to the other where the other integrity knights are waiting for them while talking about their life story.
Yep.
TLDR, they kept on stabbing each other because it was for an experiment to see how resurrection spells work.
Yep.
And they were the only ones that survived. So the pontifex administrator,
The admin.
granted them synthesis integrity 28 and 29 as their names. And apparently English is a sort of divine language.
Oh, when did they say that? I don't remember hearing that.
It was 2 episodes
okay.
prior to this.
Okay.
English being the language, or the divine language, because that's what the commands are written, or
Gotcha.
spoken and written.
Gotcha.
Because spoilers, they're code, and code is mostly English.
Damn.
Anyways, so they bring him to this room where the four knights are, I forget what they're called, something wind, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
What
With
he said.
integrity or synthesis integrity 2 with them, and then the two kids are
Vice Commander as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So the two kids are there, see, look what we've done while you guys couldn't. Blah blah blah. Honor. Blah blah. And then they get stabbed by Kirito with their daggers. Okay, they get cut, and they're like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, you're wondering how I can move, eh?"
Because I'm not a dumb bitch.
Yeah, true.
And then he's like, why would you guys be out there if they said for all sisters and stuff to not leave the rooms? And why would you guys have the special holsters made out of the special wood that doesn't decay from anything? So I told Yujio to start to talk to you guys while I chanted an anti-poison spell.
Bum bum.
God.
It just took a little while to.
Yeah. And then he was like, I was surprised how long it took. And then he throws the daggers. They think he's gonna hit them. Just in front of him, he takes something from one of their pockets. It's an antidote for Yujio, and he tells Yujio, the moment you can talk, start chanting your perfect control spell. Kirito then starts fighting the four, which he just kind of bitch slaps out of the way and starts fighting the vice commander. The four are insulted and you're not allowed to do that. You're you're supposed to fight us, not the vice commander. And then the vice commander's like, no, I will fight him. Then they start fighting, having a good time. They seem to be having a pretty good time. Then she uses enhanced armament to fire beams of sunlight at Kirito.
Oh, yeah. She is a woman.
Well, that's after.
Plot twist.
Plot twist. Talks about how her sword got that power, and then Kirito's like, "Fuck this shit." Does something, breaks her helmet. Turns out it's a girl. It's a woman, and then everyone's shocked. And then she's like, "This always happens. The moment people find out that I'm a woman, they don't take me seriously anymore." And he's like, "Bitch, please. The reason I stopped taking you, how weak you got when you found out. We found out you were."
Yeah. Great argument.
Yep. And then she goes Yujio starts his perfect perfect control, which is just a bunch of ice sprouting everywhere. And then he's like, "I can't do this," and Kirito's like, "You gotta do this," and then he takes a step forward and calls enhanced armament, which then ends the episode, and it's totally going to be him in a black cloak with two swords.
Yeah.
Specifically the ones used in SAO.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's definitely gonna be the green fucking sword thing that he uses.
Yeah.
God damn.
Also, when Dan and I were watching, I'm like, this is exactly what's going to happen. 3 minutes later, exactly that, and I just burst out laughing for about 5 minutes.
Can confirm. Paul literally called the ending.
Well,
it's fine.
Dan and Donnie.
Good show.
What do you guys think of this episode? Are you serious?
What?
You said good show.
What?
Tell me what.
Yeah, it's a great show. Bro, I'm only watching it because it's Sword Art.
It was a pretty bullshit episode. Let's face it.
Okay. The first episode was absolute bullshit. I couldn't take it. These fucking fight scenes are absolute trash. But
they're pretty.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened either.
Sword Art used to have really good fight scenes.
Like, I'll admit, this one wasn't that bad. This last episode wasn't that bad for a fight scene when they're fighting. When he's fighting the 4 knights, when he runs by them, sure, that was probably the best part. But then when he starts fighting the actual Integrity Knight, they last for a good maybe 2 minutes of them actually fighting each other. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. But holy shit, the freaking first episode we talked about with the Crimson Knight. Oh my god. And then all the exposition, literally explaining everything again to this guy. And then him just being like, you know what? You're right. I believe you. I'm like, okay, dude. You're supposed to be brainwashed. I don't know. I am falling off this pretty hard. But
I told you, Matt, I told you at the beginning how it's going to.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it gets. But, yeah, I am at least somewhat interested to see how his enhanced armament goes.
I mean, are we not even going to mention the fact that he's fighting seemingly on par with arguably what we can consider be the second strongest?
I mean, he's been training his entire life for this, dude.
And but he was literally he was the strongest person
struggling with a weaker Integrity Knight in the previous episode.
In the previous?
What do you mean?
You mean against the Crimson one?
Yeah, he wasn't.
Yeah, it took both of them working together to bring him down.
Yeah, she's not down yet. They're still working together.
Yeah, and he's also they were still working together. And not only that, he was a ranged person. He's not a ranged person. He's an up close and personal type guy.
That being said, in GGO, he's out there slicing bullets in half with a laser sword.
Yeah, those aren't arrows. Those are not.
Yeah.
These are not.
Those aren't arrows. Something even easier to see coming towards you.
Yeah,
especially when the fire arrows.
Excuse me, they were phoenixes. He was shooting at them. Mm-hmm. Totally different.
Also, Dan, I don't think the number indicates their power. It just indicates like when they joined.
Yeah, but she's the vice commander.
Okay,
Yeah, and I can be the vice commander of not giving a shit.
Yeah,
That
you know,
doesn't mean I don't
Yeah,
give a
Paul's
shit.
the vice. Paul's the vice commander of this podcast.
Paul, we
Think he has
all
more
know
power
that
than me?
You don't give a shit about anything, Paul.
yeah, that's true.
Wow,
I
can't
can
believe
be
you'd
the
say that
vice
about
commander
Paul.
of living or loving life, but that doesn't mean I love life.
Oh,
Wow,
sad.
way to go there.
Okay.
Well, you're pretty
You know
shit
what?
vice commander
Okay.
then, Paul.
So I think
know
we all
I'm pretty
agree.
shit at my job.
Not good episodes. I think we all
No.
agree. Oh, but
Best episodes,
better,
actually.
but a better opener, and I think personally a better closer as well.
You think that's a better opener?
I think it's a better opener than last season.
I want to say that I don't know. It may have just been me, but while watching last week's opener and this week's opener, they actually animated this one better.
I don't know if there's. I didn't. I don't know. I wasn't.
I don't know. I thought I saw like some actual like differences in the animation. It didn't feel as
When I say good opener, I'm almost always specifically talking about the music, and this is worse music.
The music is definitely a big part. Like probably the most primary part, actually.
Especially since it's not Lisa.
Yeah, this is definitely significantly worse music than last season.
You're insane. I don't know how you believe that. Okay.
What do you mean? Believe that? It's true.
Believe it. But
Same.
Yeah. I don't know. I personally.
I
like
miss that anime.
It's still out, dude.
I do.
Boruto's still here. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Let's.
It's not Naruto though.
Dan, you have anything you want to say about this episode?
Let's just all start watching Boruto instead.
Dan, you have anything you want to give us your feelings of this?
I think I already made my feelings clear
I just want to
earlier.
make sure. I just want to make sure I wasn't talking for you there. You know what? We should talk about
pretty bullshit.
Let's talk about a good isekai. Let's talk about a thing called Sword Hero, Shield Hero, not Sword Hero. Holy shit.
Sword Hero.
Sword Hero.
Let's talk about a good.
The Sword Hero is a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is actually a bitch. Wait, no, he's the main. He's like the run-of-the-mill protagonist. He's like he knows everything. He sees. He's like the first one to notice.
Yeah, that's why he's a bitch.
Okay, Donnie. This is Donnie's
bit.
favorite. So Donnie, you take this.
This is not my favorite.
You definitely said you literally said this is the show that you want to see as soon as it comes out.
Dururu is also one of my favorite.
Dururu is really good. We're gonna get that next though.
You want me to do the Rising of the Shield Hero? The first episode, it begins in the real world. Like, actually, it begins in a dream.
Yep.
And he sees this half-person creature, and he has to go to protect her.
He gives a ball to her. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah. That's how it starts. The ball. I can remember that. He gives her a ball, and then he wakes up and he's like, "Oh, that was a weird dream." And then he explains how he's the, run-of-the-mill isekai character before he falls into the world where he's a fucking loner and a piece of shit. And he goes to this library to get some manga. And he starts looking through the books, and he's like, "Wow, this is a weird book." Flipping through, he's like, "This is one of those isekais." He mentions, and then he gets to blank pages.
No, before that, he reads about all of the heroes, and he's like, "Man, the Shield Hero's a bitch."
Oh yeah. And then
he gets to the blank
he gets to the blank pages, and he falls into this world where he becomes the Shield Hero. He is summoned by this kingdom who explains their Kingdom for Keflings.
That's who it is.
Who explains their problem and why they need these heroes. And everybody in the kingdom disregards the Shield Hero. Treats him like a piece of shit. To include all of the other three people who were summoned with him. The Spear Hero, the Sword Hero, and the Archer Hero.
Yep.
The Bow Hero.
Yep. Yeah.
Kingdom explains to them that they've been summoned because of a ancient prophecy that the kingdom or the world will come to destruction by these waves of monsters attacking, and how the kingdom just defended off of the first wave of monsters, and they were arrogant to think that they could take on all of the waves without summoning the heroes, and then they realized that in 2 months they're going to have another wave, or at the end of a month they're going to have another wave, and they need the heroes. So they go and they're taken to their rooms by the kingdom so that they can settle in, and they're going to get companions the following day, and they're going to get loot or money from the kingdom so that they can go and advance their skills, because they come to the world being level 1s as you would start any MMO, and they have a MMO type HUD that they can check out how their progress is going. So the next day comes after they figure out that every one of the heroes are summoned from an alternate Earth.
Mm-hmm.
They all come from a different Japan. And they come to the next day, and there's a bunch of adventurers that are here to join forces with the heroes because they found out they can't travel together because all of their weapons conflict each other.
Yeah.
And they gain significantly less by working with one another. So everybody gets companions except for the shield hero. Everybody, because all of the adventurers get to choose the companion they want. And one guy gets 5, one guy gets 3, one guy gets 4. Right? That's how
It's pretty much that.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the shield hero is like, what the fuck? Nobody wants to help me? The person who's the most useless in combat? And somebody comes and stands up and is like, you know what? Is it okay if I go join him? And she leaves her group, the spear hero group, and goes and joins the shield hero. And he's like, oh, it's the girl I was looking at, that he noticed as he entered the room. So obviously he says yes, because, every isekai hero is like, I want a really hot chick. And then they go out and spend most of his money getting armor and weapons and stuff, and getting prepared for fighting. Then they go out and fight some orange balloon monsters that he figures out that he can't take any damage from. This was a really long episode, by the way.
It counts as 2 episodes, pretty much.
Yeah, but it counts as 1 episode, but it's 43 minutes.
2 episode long.
Yeah.
And
if you get stuck, just throw it over, my boy.
He gets some very shitty experience from these orange balloons.
Yeah, I don't even think he reached level 2. He doesn't even leave.
He doesn't. Yeah. He doesn't reach level 2 until he's alone.
Yeah.
The next episode. They go back to a tavern after collecting their orange balloons, and the show takes a turn to a darker side, and there's eating, and she's trying to convince him to get drunk, and like, as the audience, you're like, oh, Something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So he's like, no, I'm not an alcoholic. I'm gonna go to bed. He turns in. He goes to bed. Wakes up the next day. He was robbed. He has no money except for the money he stashed in his shield because he's a
Because
fucking
he-
grubby bitch.
Well, no, because he's like, there's something bad that's going to happen.
Okay, so
Well,
he loses.
So much it was bad. It was so much. It was just a classic Japanese tourist
Yeah.
mentality.
Yeah, so he loses all of his shit, and he runs out. He like starts begging on the chick's door that he was with, and nobody answers. And then guards come and are like, "You've been called to court and to appear in front of the king." And he gets there, and there she is behind the spear hero, cowering. And the spear hero has his gear on, and um the the woman has said that he attempted to rape her.
Yes.
Is what? Yeah, because it wasn't full blown rape.
Yeah.
Okay, attempted to rape her after being drunk, and he's like pleading that like he's been framed, and everybody's like, he's just a shield hero. They're all pieces of shit. The trope of this anime is if you're a tank, you're a fucking worthless garbage human being.
Yep.
You know, that's how I look at it too in MMOs. If you're a dirty tank player, you're probably a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
As all DPS think of their tanks.
Yep.
Don't forget the healers.
Yep.
Oh,
Healers are
the
also
healers hate
pieces
him
of
too.
shit. Well, the healers are also pieces. And
But he's like, you know what? Fuck you. He pulls a Kirito and is like, I'll do it myself. I'll fucking take everything out because they find out they can't leave until they finish the quest and beat all the waves or die. That's the only way the heroes can be unsummoned, or they can summon new ones. Oh yeah, that's not how this episode. That's how this episode should have ended. Now here's the second half of the episode. He goes back to the bald guy. The bald guy is like, or he's walking past the bald guy,
Okay, you didn't
the
explain who
fucking
the
armor
yeah.
guy.
Okay.
Yeah. The person who sold him armor,
Mhm.
and he's like the blacksmith. That's what we should call him. The blacksmith is like, you're a piece of shit. I heard what you did. But he looks him in the eye. He's like, man, this kid doesn't have that in him.
yeah,
And
this
he's my
kid
boy.
didn't do that.
He's like, you're never gonna make it out there on your own, kid. Here's a robe. Gives him a goddamn fucking cape. He goes out. He fucking beats the shit out of some orange balloons.
Yeah.
Comes back into town with all of his mats. Sells his mats. Gets some silver. Right? No, he got 10 copper.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
pays
but
back.
He had to threaten the shopkeeper first.
Yeah, that's true. He pays back the armorer, the blacksmith, and as he's walking, or then he sleeps, he gets more materials the next day, right?
Yep.
And sells those, and then as he's walking past to end the episode, he's walking past this sketchy area, and some weird bald dude comes out and is like, I could sell you a person.
Hey, you want some slave?
You want a slave?
And the episode ends on him finding the half-human thing from his dream.
Yep.
The
The
raccoon.
half raccoon, we now find out. That's how the episode ends.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good episode, and I think I found my new favorite half-human, half thing,
half human, half
something.
raccoon.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
my
God.
favorite. It's my favorite
You
mix
like the
now.
raccoon, eh?
Before it was Tamamo,
Tamamo.
just a half fox.
Oh my
Half
God.
fox.
What is wrong? with you?
Half raccoons are kind of cute
Yeah.
though.
What a guy.
I don't know if it's a raccoon or a lesser. Yeah, it was.
Or a lesser
I'm
panda.
pretty sure
They
They
say
do
raccoon.
say
They
raccoon.
say
Yeah.
raccoon.
Yeah, but there are like I don't. Japanese don't know what raccoons are
Damn.
because don't
They,
have no.
they know what they are.
Okay,
Like, they can get... As I shouldn't know what a red panda is, Paul. Come on.
Well, you don't know what a red panda is.
We know what Japan
I-
tells us they are.
Yeah.
They're indigenous to China, but whatever.
Oh, fuck you. Whatever. Okay, there's two.
But it was translated to raccoon, but I don't know. I think she's more of a red
A
panda.
red panda. That's... Yeah.
There are,
They're probably red pandas.
there's one big thing from this episode, and it's literally the very first thing we see is his dream. I want to get before I say what I saw. What do you guys think of that dream? Like when he literally sees the shield hero and the I'm assuming raccoon girl and the ball. What do you think's happening there?
He's an old man, and the world's gone to shit.
Yeah, but is that him? Like, is he seeing the future? Is he like what's going on there?
He's seeing the world he's about to be summoned into. Like, it was a premonition,
Okay.
if you will.
But is he like seeing himself?
I think so.
Okay. Here's the big thing that I noticed when I watched it again. When we see it, the shield is on the other hand for that guy. The shield is not on his right hand; it's on his left hand.
Okay.
So it can't be the same person.
Unless it's a continuity
Well,
error.
You're right, unless it is actually just a
No,
continuity.
no. I'm pretty sure he said he can have the shield anywhere in his body. He just couldn't take it off.
that
his
true?
He
body.
definitely said that.
I thought
he
he
definitely
said
said
I
that.
thought he said he couldn't move it at all.
No. He said he can't remove it from his body, but he can move it around his body.
Oh.
They should have showed it. They should have showed
Yeah.
that, but they do say that is in its context.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I specifically remember that
Then-
because I think he explains that in the second episode, if I'm not wrong.
Possibly. I could have sworn that's
Also-
so weird. Okay.
His shields give him make medicine powers, and
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he
just
did.
random
he
assault
did,
as well.
He did. He went foraging the second day, not fighting, and he found
Some plants.
some high quality weed.
Well, not even that. He can enhance materials.
Yeah. He found some high quality weed.
And I'm assuming
yeah.
that's one thing that they kind of show in the shield at least. He takes
Uh-huh.
materials, the shield absorbs it, and then it gives him new skills.
Yeah,
and
each
abilities.
shield has a different like attribute that it
Yes. Do the
buffs.
other weapons
So, like,
do that, you think?
probably.
Okay.
Also-
Except it's probably more like fighting.
Yeah, of course.
So like yeah, theirs are probably like this one will give me a poison.
Yeah.
This one will give me a fire attribute. This one will give me a
Well, didn't he also say that if he masters that particular shield, the attributes carry
Yeah,
over
yeah.
to
Yes.
other shields?
yeah.
Which that is how a game should happen. Where once you master the shield, or once you master something, you get all the abilities. You don't have to use the weapon.
That'd be broken.
No, that's fucking great. I love that shit. Yeah, goddamn. Oh, but yeah, like what you said about like the turn when it goes like a bunch more like darker. That's what really brought me out about this show is that
Yeah.
we're gonna look at like what happens when one of these heroes like goes more of like the darker route than being like totally noble and a good guy.
Yeah, I hope it stays on that path because I really like that.
Yeah, because we get to see
I
like
don't know, like I think this show has to have good fight sequences to really keep me super interested. Like I like the story, like the plot that it's going for
Mhm.
right now. Like the plot points that it's following are good and interesting. But like if this show has some shitty ass fucking fighting sequences, like piss poor animated fighting sequences like some other shows that I've watched,
yeah,
like it might just not live up to what I think this show will be.
sure. The main fuck, what was I gonna say? But I don't know. I feel like the main draw to this show is definitely the darker route that it can go, and like the main villains so far are not like the villains bringing the monsters. The main villains are literally the other characters that are being like asses to him. Like
I don't know if I'd call them villains.
oh, well, at least when they
Like
show the girl. Oh, sorry.
like when you say villain, when you say villain, you like that's like whoever you're fighting at the end of an arc. Like I don't see Gary Oak as a villain for
Uh-huh.
Ash,
and you're
but
wrong.
that's
Villains are always are objectively bad. They're the bad guys.
Okay.
The words you're looking for, antagonists are the people that are oppose the protagonist. So your Gary Oaks, your asshole.
Okay.
That's how it works.
Okay.
Okay. I guess. I feel like I honestly the little bit of thing that I got from it, I feel like at some point I really hope they do this. If they don't, I'm gonna be sad. I really hope they go down the route of he's going to fight the other guys. Like he's going to like take them down and kill them so that he can leave.
Mm.
You don't think so?
Or
I don't think it's gonna go there.
I really hope they do that.
What do you
I
mean
definitely
they're
don't
gonna
think it's
leave?
gonna happen.
Oh, why not? Wait, Dan, why
No,
not?
Because he can't leave unless all the waves have defeated.
He doesn't need their help. He's gonna kill them and defeat all the waves on his own.
Yeah, he's Rimuru.
Yeah.
I feel it's more like he's the shield hero. He's supposed to be the one that protects them. He's just not going to protect them.
Do you?
Yeah, he's not gonna use his taunt ever.
Well, how about that? Do you think there's gonna be a redemption? Do you think he's gonna be redeemed?
Yeah, there's gonna be a redemption arc.
You think so? Like, actually, do you think they?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god! I just realized he already has aggro of the entire country.
Yeah.
He's a pretty fucking good tank.
No, he's a terrible. He's fucking. He's Leroy Jenkins out
Yeah,
there.
he is.
He just ran in, went all buck wild.
Oh, you guys want to hit up the last episode, the second episode, the actual second episode?
Somebody else.
Okay. Who? If no one wants to take it, I can do it. Dan, you haven't done one, Dan.
Right.
Yeah, Dan.
I
Oh,
don't
my God.
remember.
Oh, by the way, 25 episodes.
25 episodes? Nice.
That's how many episodes this will have.
Very good.
Nice.
Okay.
Man, they're hitting them home with these
Yeah.
anime out here having fucking 2 seasons worth of
Content? Yeah, thank God.
content.
Yeah, so I guess the second episode literally starts right where we left off. He's about to buy the raccoon girl. But he's pretty much asking around, like, yo, like we see the raccoon girl in the first episode, but it's actually like he goes around saying, yeah, I actually think you should buy this one. What?
A big plot point. After getting screwed over, he is of the no fucks given and I will never trust any person ever again mentality.
Yeah.
So like he goes into buying the slave as who can help me the most for the cheapest price.
Yeah. Well,
Because obviously he's poor.
Yeah, he doesn't have that much money.
Yeah, because he's obviously poor.
Yeah.
He has like fucking 2 silver
Yeah.
and a handful of copper.
So he so the guy, like the fucking scummy slave guy, is like, yo, here's one that I actually offer. And he shows him like pretty much his best slave. He's like,
Yeah, his 1 gold slave.
his it's like a wolf that's really good at, like a werewolf that's really good at fighting. And he's like, yo, you're showing me this good shit because you want me to come back. He's like, yeah, you're gonna be a fucking patron. You're gonna keep coming back. He's like, okay. So he buys the raccoon girl though because she's pretty much the cheapest one. She's apparently like somewhat sick, has like PTSD of some sort. So he's like, yeah, you can have her. So he buys her. The way the slave works is they make a bond using like the blood of the owner, and they like imprint it onto a mark that she has that pretty much gives him the power to order her to do something. If she doesn't, sparks will come out and like it will harm her. So she has to.
Basically, she gets an electric shock collar.
Yes, or else she will be injured. So he buys her. She's fucking scared. She looks pretty young. If we had to gauge the like age, I would say probably around 10 to 12. Right?
Yeah, something like that.
Adorable.
Yeah, adorable.
The character is very cute though.
Yeah, no, she
Like-
is.
Yeah.
She is. And her little mannerisms that we'll see later in the episode are really good too. But yeah, so they buy her. They go out. The first thing that he does is, okay, we have to get you equipment. So they go to the bald guy who he got equipment for before, and he's like, yo, we need shit to buy. And then he's looking, it's like, yo, this is not right, dude. You shouldn't be doing. You're gonna.
She can use a knife.
Yeah, you're gonna be. But he's like calling him out, being like, you're gonna be rude. He's like, I don't care. So buys her a knife that she's gonna use, pretty much. And has her, the first time she uses, like, hey, yo, stab this balloon that I've been keeping on me. She just like blindly runs at it, pops it, and is like, yay, she kills it. We find out that whenever they kill things, the experience is shared because they're a party. So he sees she gets experience, he gets experience, everything's fine that way. He's then like, yeah, let's go. So they start walking through the town. He sees another, like, I guess not a slaver, but definitely like an orphan of some sort, an orphanage that's like being rude to the kids that it's taking care of, which are also demi-humans, which is what the raccoon girl is, a demi-human. And then he's like, that's not right. But they don't really go into it. It's very strange. I don't know why they're pointing that out. I guess just to give the idea that demi-humans are treated like scum here.
Well,
I
yeah,
think
and
that's the
then
idea,
and then
yeah.
they go into the
The bar, which says
bar.
yeah, which is says no
Yeah, which-
demi-humans allowed.
serve. Yeah,
Yeah.
they won't serve any demi-humans.
But
And then she's like,
yeah, she's literally
It's
trying
like,
to point it out. It's
what?
like, what? She's pointing at the sign.
What do you want? Okay, never mind.
And then walks in, and they sit down, and he orders for. There's another kid at the like at another table. Is like, yo, she'll have what he's having. And then she's all excited. She's like, oh wait, I can have this, and she's like really excited. Her tail's wagging now when it comes. Like,
You
oh my
forgot
God.
that the waiter does a double check and is like,
The waiter literally like
yeah, he's like, he looks at her and is like, oh, he's the shield hero. I don't
Yeah.
want to fuck with him.
But he
Yeah.
does.
And it's like, right on, sir. I'll get you right,
Yeah.
whatever you need.
I was really surprised. I thought they were gonna do worse to it. I thought they were like gonna like spill the food on him or like spit on it or some shit, like show that was bad. But she really likes the food. She thinks, oh, this is delicious. Like she's really happy. Everything's great. But they keep pointing to this, and they mentioned it last episode too. Ever since he's turned, like everything's like tasted. He doesn't taste anything anymore. He doesn't taste the food. I don't know what they're trying to say with that. I'm not sure. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
yeah. So they eat. They go, and now they're gonna go training. So they go back in the field. Oh yeah, what's up?
I think I know. I can point it out.
Oh, what do you think?
So, from my experiences, food does in fact taste better when you're more, you're
Happy.
happier.
Mhm.
Yeah, and all
You think
that.
he's depressed?
No, I think
Well, I mean, I would
not
be
that he's
depressed.
depressed, but he's filled with negative emotions
Yeah.
of like betrayal, hatred. He doesn't trust anyone. So to him, that's dulling his senses, and he can't
Okay.
enjoy.
I could definitely see an episode then where he like maybe he gets another party member, like he's feeling happier now, and then he's finally tasting food again, and it's like, oh man, this tastes good. Yeah, I could.
And then he'll get crushed again.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, I could definitely see them doing that. Like over time, he's like enjoying food more, and we can see his mood start changing. It's just another way to point that out. That would make sense. But yeah, so they go out, they start training. It's pretty much he's gonna grab the ball, she's gonna go and stab him, and they're getting XP pretty well. But they're not making it.
He's level 3.
Yeah. Oh, he's level 3. I thought he got to level 5. She got to level 3.
By the end of the episode, is that what
Maybe
you're
it's by
saying?
the end of the episode. You're right. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, they're gaining up levels. And he's like, "Oh shit, we're not getting much. We need to start like making more money. We need to make faster money." So he talks to the guy at the repair shop or the fucking whatever it's called.
No, the guy he was selling his shit.
Yeah, the guy who's selling the blacksmith.
The herbist,
Oh wait,
actually.
wait, it's
He
the-
talks to the herbist
Oh, yeah,
about
he does.
medicine.
You're right, he does because he can make medicine. And It's
Yeah.
like, yo, which is more efficient? Should I just be making medicine or should I be making just giving you the herbs? It's like the medicine would be better. Because apparently there's something going around.
There's a
Oh well, I mean it's the whole
The
event.
the wave.
Yeah, the waves are coming, so people are getting hurt more, so they need more medicine. So he's like, cool, I'll make more medicine and shit.
But if you really want money, go to this mine.
Well,
because
he doesn't say it. He asks, yo, what's the closest place around here, like another town? So he goes to that other town. And he's talking to just a random merchant, and he's like, yo, what's a fast way to make money here? He points out, oh yeah, these mines where a bunch of actual like demons or whatever they call them, the monsters are like pretty much inhabiting right now. And he's like, okay, we'll go there.
And then he makes a comment of what the fuck are actually
What the fuck are what?
the heroes actually doing?
Does he? Yeah, I wonder. Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Which we haven't.
He said that before the hero even. Though he said that before the shield hero came in. Though
Yeah,
we heard that in like the background.
and we don't know. Yeah, we haven't seen the heroes since the first episode, so we have
The other heroes, yeah.
We don't see them at all this episode. So he goes to this mine. They go in. Everything's pretty much safe. While this is happening, though, before I should have mentioned. Actually, it might have been when they were going towards this mine. Anyways, when they're traveling, they like go to sleep one night, and she has night terrors. The raccoon girl. The night terror she has is of like her family, and seeing like when the
Being
wave,
chased by a dog.
When the wave came, a giant like 3-headed dog chased her family to a cliff. her parents pretty much knocked her off the cliff, like, this is for your own good, and like push her off the cliff, and then they get eaten. She sees them, like the dog, like ripping them apart. It should also be mentioned that apparently they would tell her stories of the like prophesized heroes, and it makes it sound like this has happened before, and that the shield hero helped their kind, helped the demi-human, was kind to them.
Is that what you were saying by the beginning?
Yes.
Like the first
That's
thing?
what I thought. It's like, is that like it was
Yeah.
him watching his prior self? Is it like a reincarnation type thing? But yeah, so they tell him like, yeah, the shield hero is very nice, and when she finds out that he's the shield hero, it's like, oh shit, this guy's gonna be okay. Is a lot more nice to each other. Why'd you post this meme in here?
Because I can.
Okay, then. So yeah, they go to the mine. They make it to the mine. They start picking away at the material. He's like, "Oh, yeah, this is gonna be great." A two-headed dog comes out and starts like charging at him, and she's literally terrified. He's like, "Oh, fuck you," and he's still actually kind of rude to her, which is okay. I actually like that. I'm actually okay with that. He doesn't treat her like.
Well, he's taking damage for the first time.
Yeah, when he goes to like defend her, he's like, "Okay, I'll defend. You will attack. Like this is how we work. I defend, you attack." He starts going, and she's like unable to move because she's petrified by this idea that her parents were killed by a dog. And so he gets bitten. The dog's like, and you see blood circulate, so he's actually taking damage. And he's like, he commands her to attack, and it's like hurting her, and she's still not doing it. And then he's like, "Never mind, just fucking get out of here. I'll like hold him off until you go." And then he's mentioning like he even brings up like he's probably gonna die. It's like, if you don't do this, we will die. I will die. And she's like, "No, I don't want this to happen." So she gets a hold of herself, charges in, slashes the dog, and then the dog goes after her. And he puts up like he just gained a new skill, and he activates like windshield or something.
No,
No, he had that earlier.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
he
he
had
got
that
it was a new
earlier.
skill that he found out that he had, but this is the first time he's using it in combat.
No, it wasn't the first time he used it.
In combat,
Well, in combat, but he has used it.
yeah, he showed us him
Previous.
using it. Like he's like, "Yo, what's this new
It's-
skill?" And like he uses it, and like it makes like a wind shield like in front of wherever he's pointing.
It's exclusive to the rope shield.
Wait, that's to the rope shield?
Yep.
That's so dumb. That makes no sense. But anyways, oh yeah, by the way, he has a rope shield because he got rope and he just ate the rope. So yeah, they and they're able to kill the dog because he blocks it, and then she goes in and plunges in for the lethal blow. And he's like, "Yo, this is good. You're gonna become stronger. Everyone's gonna be happy." And he's like, "Yo, let me eat this. Let me fucking feed this dog to my shield, and then we're out of here." Is that it? Is that how that ends? I actually can't remember how it ends.
Yep.
I think
that's
so,
how it
yeah.
ends, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it ends. But yeah,
I don't really remember the ending because I was all working when I was
Mm-hmm.
watching the show.
but yeah, that's the main thing that makes me. That's what made me go back and watch the first episode again to be like that opener. That's I don't understand. Like, so it seems like this has happened multiple times. I don't remember them ever mentioning that before, though. That this is like a prophecy that continually happens. But who knows?
I mean, they did say, that like we can resummon the heroes after you die.
Oh,
So
okay.
like,
Yeah,
It
all
does-
4 of them need to be dead.
so yes, it's something that can happen again. So like, but I don't know if it's.
Don't worry, guys. The other 3 heroes are going to die, but he won't.
I
Everyone's
feel
going
like
to
they're
be
gonna-
salty.
Yes, I feel like those 3 heroes are going to die, and I think it's gonna.
You think they're gonna die?
Yes, and I feel like he's gonna have a part in that.
Oh, he's gonna kill him.
I actually really hope so.
You
I
really
still
don't
think
like
it's gonna
them.
be
I
more
don't.
of
They're
he's just going
assholes.
to not
Well,
kill
yeah.
them.
Not everybody can be nice.
No, that's fine. But I want this to be about that. Like, I want it to be about him. He's not again.
Want to be a story of vengeance?
Yes, like he's not a terrible. He's also not a terrible guy. It would be interesting to see like these like pretty decent characters that aren't awful people, but like they're doing somewhat bad things. I like that. And he's not actually killing them. He's killing them so that they go back to the real world. So come on.
That's not how they explained it.
What if they all die? They all go back. I thought.
No.
All 4 of them.
Is that
When they all 4 of them die, is the only way they can resummon heroes, is how they said it. The only way to go back is by completing the quest and beating the waves.
Wait.
If they die, they die.
Oh, I was more thinking if they die and one person at least completes the quest, they all go back.
If you die in the game, you die in real life.
Oh, yikes, dude.
Don't you think you would have just committed suicide at this point?
Like, he wanted to go back. Don't you think he would have killed himself?
Well, no, I thought it was like you're dead until the quest is then completed, and then you get brought back and you go back to your regular. But I guess he was more worried. He's like, I mean, if that was me, I'd rather stay alive to make sure that it gets finished. I don't want to put it in their hands. I don't know. That's honestly how I thought. I guess I must interpret. Yeah, I guess he doesn't want to die. Maybe he won't kill them then. That seems.
To be honest, I don't think it's ever confirmed what actually happens if they die. It's
Like,
just
they're
they die
transported.
because of die.
They're transported to a new world. It's not like they're actually like the other people think they're playing a fucking game.
Yeah.
But like, he doesn't think
He
that.
does not think that. Well, maybe he's truly evil. Maybe he does want to actually kill them.
Maybe.
That would be a little rough. I actually wouldn't like that then, if that's what would happen. Okay. So yeah, that pretty much sums up Shield Hero. We'll get to see the next episode tomorrow. It'll probably be good. I'm liking it. I think it's definitely the better isekai.
I thought it came out on Wednesdays.
Oh, is it Wednesday?
No, Monday. Shield. Yeah.
Fuck. Oh well. Not
Slime and Duru
Dororo.
come out.
Dororo. Anyways, I definitely think it's the better isekai. 100%.
The better isekai than Slime?
Okay, maybe not Slime. I only compared it to Sword Art actually. It's definitely better than
Yeah,
Sword Art.
obviously.
Whew. Okay, boys, let's go. We're almost done.
Where are we going?
Dororo. Only 2 more.
You want to do Dororo before you do... What's the other one?
I feel like, yeah, you're probably right. Actually, we should probably do Neverland first because that one's.
Wait, what's?
We have Neverland and Dororo.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Let's do Dororo
Oh, you want
first.
to do Dororo? Oh, my God.
yeah. I forgot about Neverland.
Oh, my
I
God.
say.
Okay. Yo.
I think Promised Neverland's probably going to be one of the
Yeah.
crowd favorites for this.
I also think that, but
for this season.
We'll talk about that. What I think about that. Yeah, Dororo. Dororo's really good.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Yeah.
That's an easy way of saying it. Yeah.
No, I didn't also know before we talk about the show. I didn't know Dororo was it a movie or a show before? Like,
I don't know. I have no.
When I was looking
didn't
up,
know
like
that.
when I was looking up the image for Dororo, it looked like there was like an older version of this.
I think there is an older version of it.
Oh no, there was.
There's like a.
I could have sworn maybe I could have sworn there was like a movie or something.
There's a show.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know there's some manga and it.
There's a TV show from 1969.
Okay. Holy shit, that's old.
The manga is really old. The manga came out in the author's long dead.
Oh yikes.
That's how old it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but this show definitely seems.
The manga was first published in 1967.
Damn.
And the original anime was in 1969.
Yeah, and just to give a quick, just before we talk about the episode, the synopsis of it, pretty much, it's about a lord of a clan that makes a deal with demons to be like, yo, you can take whatever you want from me, just make me like powerful and shit. And so pretty much his first son that's born, the demons like take it away, at least somewhat. The whole idea is that they take it, but it's born with like skin, eyes, barely alive, and so there's like, yo, fuck that. And then they send it away, and then he grows up and is still alive, and start like killing things. So that's the synopsis. Let's say so that's pretty much the first episode. The king, lord, whatever, does that. The child's born, but when it's born, lightning strikes. The demon's like, yo, fuck your kid. But then there's a statue of like the Buddha, or not Buddha, Shiva. I don't know what they.
No, it was the Buddha.
It was
Buddha.
Buddha.
Okay. Like the head comes off, and it's like, apparently they make it sound like it sacrificed itself. So from what it sounds like to me, it seems like a god intervened to protect the child, right?
No, that was the demons acknowledging the contract.
Well, but yes, the demons came down, but so this is gonna get talked about in the episode. We'll talk about it. I'll come back to this. But yeah, so the kid is born. We see the kid, and it's like literally no skin, no eyes, and it's like bleeding from the outside. And so they're like, holy shit. The mom doesn't want to give it up. The mom's like, no, it's fine. We'll take care of it. It will grow up to be a big, strong boy, and we'll love him. And the dad's like, no, this is great, because that means it just took my kid. You can have another kid, and this is fine. So just get rid of that thing. Thing's dead. So they go. The maid that was helping takes the child, is going to go drown it. It's like, is it really right for me to kill this thing? No, I'll give you a chance. Puts it in a boat, sets the boat off, and then some demon fucking starts eating her. And then a fucking blind man comes up, kills the demon that ate her, and is like, yeah, what's going on? He can see like
What's going on
what's
here?
going on? He sees the demon with like redness glowing from him because he's blind, and then he looks over at the child, and he can see the child like going off in the boat. He's like, oh, there's a curse on that child. What the fuck's up with that guy?
What the fuck's going on there?
Well, he's more like good luck.
Yeah, good luck, kid. Cut 16 years to the future. We see Dororo. Oh wait, actually, we see a battlefield. Some monks spraying over a battlefield, and we see this guy who just goes around putting on like limbs, like fake mannequin limbs.
Prosthetics.
Yeah, prosthetics on the dead body so that they can be memorialized or remembered or something. Like give it honor. And then we just see that for a second. Then we cut to a random guy just walking through the forest. He sounds weird. It sounds like he almost has like some hollowness to him. Then we cut to a town where there's a little child selling things, who is Dororo, who I thought was a girl at first, but is not a girl. Who's trying to sell things. Some bandits comes up. He's like, yo, you tricked us. You stole our stuff. He's like, you're right. You're fucking dumb. Runs away.
The typical Matt character
Yeah,
for any
fucking
D&D
great.
campaign you've ever played.
Fucking great. Except would have been a girl.
Yeah. It's actually a boy.
Yeah. Which I was really thrown off by. I honestly thought it was a girl, and I'm like, oh wait, no, that's not a girl. No. But gets chased, keeps throwing shit at these guys, while they chase him, and then they get to like a river, or he outruns them pretty much. But then he gets to a river, he gets caught, and then they start beating the shit out of this kid, like actually beating the shit out of him. And the kid's like, I'll never give up. Fuck you guys. Like, okay, we're just gonna leave you here now.
I'll become the Hokage.
Yeah, and throws a rock at like the big guy. He's like, you know what? Fuck you. We're gonna kill you. Starts drowning the kid. And then the guy that we saw just walking along earlier shows up on the bridge above the river that they're going. He's just staring, and the guys are like, yo, this guy's watching. He's like, no, wait, no, he's not. He's just looking straight ahead. We get the same vision that the blind man had. So like we see like colors, and he sees like a red color coming down the river. The guys look at what he's looking, and this thing turns into a giant slime monster, eats the guy that's drowning the kid, eats the other two, tries to grab the other two goon members that were with him, eats them, then goes to grab the kid, tries to eat the kid, but the random guy that we saw walking on the bridge jumps down, takes off his arm to like have a blade, and starts fucking cutting the guy. Takes off his other
Both
arms.
arms.
Yeah, then takes off his other arm, and both of his arms are blades, and starts cutting the shit out of him. And
You forget to mention these hands that he takes off are fully they're fully operational.
We don't know that yet because we haven't seen him.
We can see him grab. He grabs his arm.
You're right.
And he grabs the child.
You're right,
he does that.
these are fully operational hands.
Yes, which I don't understand. I don't know how they explain that.
I mean, there's no explaining it. You can't.
It's fine. Yeah.
And on top of that, he has a katana on him.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah, he also has a sword on him.
I forgot he also does carry an actual sword. But he's doing this. He's cutting the shit up out of this slime monster. Actually, a really good scene. I think it's really well done.
Yeah.
And saves the kid, and they slime monster's killed. When the kid's like returning his arm, it's like, yo, that's fucking awesome. He puts the arms back on the blades. He looks up at them. He sees, yo, your face is all weird looking. It looks like a mask. It doesn't look like real skin. And then
the mask falls off.
Well, yeah, and then it like there's like a dong or like something, like he starts cringing in pain, and the mask falls off, and you can see that it's like all dead skin, like no skin's there, making us believe, oh, it's the kid. The kid grew up. He made it. But his face now becomes real skin. Like the skin grows on him, and he sees it come happen, and now he can blink, and his eyes are real. And he's like, yo, what the fuck? And then it ends. That's the end of that episode. Wait, what? What am I looking at?
What? I don't know. What are
A
you
new
looking at?
song, only the right. A new song? What the fuck? What is this? I don't know why I have this note in here. I literally write a new song a new song only on the right. It rained. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know why I read that. I don't understand what I was trying to say here. Oh well.
Huh.
But yeah,
Pat died.
yeah, I died. Holy shit, though. This episode fucking really good, and I already had an idea of what was going on, but it makes it very clear in the second episode.
There's a new guy.
There's a new guy.
Well,
That's-
yeah. Every one of the. Yeah, I'll just let you
Yeah,
explain.
no,
it.
you can explain it. You can do it.
No, I literally only want to explain what is going on there
You should do it.
with why the lightning happened.
Yeah, explain it.
The lightning happens because it's showing you that every time he slays one of the large boss demons, because it pans back to the demon room
Yep.
that his father did the summons in, and it shows one of the demon statues just like
Cut in half.
being destroyed,
Yeah.
and it's showing us that every time he kills one of these big boss demons, he's going to gain one of the attributes of his body that he
Yep.
lost. So he like his skin being all deformed and actually removed.
Mhm.
He'll get that back. He got that back from killing the first demon that he killed.
Yep. It's also kind of made clear in the second episode when we go through, but we won't touch on it too much, that he has interacted with the guy that gives prosthetics. Like that's where we're assuming that he got his prosthetics from that individual that goes around putting him on dead bodies. But so we hit the next.
He did say at the beginning when the priests are like, "Oh, you're doing such an honor." He's like, "What? They're just prototypes, and it's better to do this than to just throw them out."
Yeah. Yeah, he's not. I mean, which makes us saying like, oh, they're prototypes. I mean, he was making functional arms, which this guy has.
Yeah.
So yeah, we start the new episode looking at a very strange creature with like a giant fucking face and a bell, and I'm like, this is very disturbing. And he looks at the
Blind dude.
he looks at the blind dude who looks just the same after 16 years, but whatever. And he says, I forget what he says. He like, you want? What does he say?
Yeah, no, he's like, "You want?"
Yeah, you want. The bellboy's just like, you want? Like, what? What are you talking about? And then we cut. This is now I'm taking things a little apart here, which I don't know if it's fair. The opening is really good. But in that opening, we see a girl that interacts with the main character, the boy who's 16 years old, who is like gaining his features back. Do we think that's from the past or the future? Do we think that's going to happen or that did happen?
I don't know. I didn't
Oh, you didn't watch it?
really
Okay.
pay attention much to the opener.
I think going to happen because it does say that there's only been 2 souls.
Yes, and I thought the girl was the other soul. Oh wait, no, you're
I
right.
was
It had to
gonna
be the
say
guy.
prosthetics.
God
yeah.
damn it, you're right. Okay, yeah, it totally blows out my thing. Okay, you're right. But anyways, yeah, we find out Dororo's like hanging around with him, walking down with him. We find out that he can't see, he's blind. He can't hear, and he can't talk because he can't hear, pretty much.
But he knows how to write.
But he knows how to write.
He does
And
show us that he knows how to write.
And he's walking. We're finding out that he can't see or hear, and he fucking like turns left, goes into these like bushes, starts picking berries. Like his hands are working. How? How does this happen?
How does Ed's hands work? From Full Metal Alchemist.
Fuck you. He can use alchemy.
What? That's definitely not how his automail works, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
You think his automail's alchemy?
Yeah. Shut up. He knows alchemy, so he can control the hand. He's using
No,
alchemy every time.
definitely not.
Yeah,
That's not how it works.
But yeah, so they hang out with each other. Dororo is seen like when he looks at Dororo, he sees like a white mist, so that's how he views him. And that's how he can interact with him. And he doesn't really pay Dororo much mind. He's like very docile, doesn't really do anything, never like twitches or like is flinched by him. Like he's very calm all the time. And Doro's like, "Yo, I can use you. We're gonna make a lot of money, me and you." But not like in a mean way. He's like being nice about it. He's like, "Yeah, you're fucking great. You should be using your skills for money." Um, Doro has a nightmare the night that they stay out to each other, thinking about his parents being killed. Whatever. We don't know what actually happened. We don't see the nightmare. It's just him yelling. But he hears about a town that's being ruined by demons. So they go to that town. They talk to the people, and they're like, "Yo, you need some help?" And like, "Yeah, we'll take you to see our chief." But so they go to see the chief. When they walk in, it's just some girl laying in a bed because she doesn't feel that well, apparently. And fucking, do we have a name for him yet? We don't. Oh, we do, but I don't know what his name is. Hayishi.
I forget.
Oh, anyways, blind boy. He immediately when walks in the room and the door shut, he's like taking out his blade. He's like ready to fight this girl, and Doro has to hold him back. He's like, "Yo, you can't do this. Whoa, what the fuck?" And then all the fucking people come out. And it's like, "No, no, stop him!" And they grab him. They put him in holding. When they're oh fuck, I forgot. You guys didn't stop me. I forgot about a part, a scene.
I didn't want. I just didn't want to stop you.
Before before they fucking meet her, they technically stay the night at the village for one day. And at night, the bellboy literally just comes into their room, and like the kid, Doro is fucking scared out of his mind, as anyone should be. That guy's fucking huge. And blind boy is just sitting there and doesn't react at all. And Doro's like, "No, you have to fight him. You have to fight him." The bellboy comes in, rings the bell, and says, "You want?" And then he leaves. And then they're like, "Yeah, that's weird." Next day, then they go. Doro's like, "Yo, I'm gonna fight you to the chief." And not Doro. Blind Boy says, "I'm gonna fight you to the chief." Doro holds him back. They get thrown into like prison. When they're in there, they see the blind guy. The blind guy also got thrown in because he got brought here. He explains that just like him, they can see souls. They see the reason that the blind guy's perfectly fine with Doro because Doro doesn't show any malice. He's not evil in any way, so he's seen as a white soul. He shows no intent to hurt anyone or to hurt him specifically. So that's why it's perfectly fine. But when he sees
That's his name, by the way.
oh Hakiamaru. And when they see demons or like people of evil, it's like a red color, the worst color that it can be, and that's what he saw when he looked at the chief. They escape because some hand like tries to grab them like through a well or some shit. So Hakiamaru jumps to the well, gets through. They're outside. They go into the chief's house again, and it's like, "Yeah, we're gonna fight you." And she's like, "Oh fuck, I guess you're gonna fight me." And then we see like it's actually just like that's its tail, and the monster's on the other end of the bed, and it's actually like some kind of lizard thing. And they run away, breaks out. The chief, the other townspeople already knew this apparently, and were like feeding travelers to her.
So they don't get eaten themselves.
Yeah, so they all pretty much did it because they were scared because they didn't want to get eaten. So it was either like, "Yo, let's get travelers to get eaten, or we get eaten ourselves." So they fucking gave in. Doro chases after her. They fight for a little bit. He pretty much easily defeats her. And before she does, he's like pointing out, it's like, I forget exactly her words, but she mentions like she knows him, that you won't get away with.
He wasn't
supposed to be alive. That for some reason someone stopped him from dying, or some way like that, right?
Something along.
Yeah. Also, we'll talk about it later. But yeah,
And then Inuyasha
yikes.
go make the fight off the.
That's honestly why I like the show. It gives me a good like fucking Inuyasha feel it's been a while.
Because it's feudal Japan.
I know, but it's been a while since I found a good feudal Japan show. Like the only ones I can think of is Inuyasha, fucking Afro Samurai,
Rurouni Kenshin.
Rurouni Kenshin. Yes, all three shows that are very old. But anyways, again, we see the demons from that chapel get sliced again, and he gains back his. What does he get back that time? I forget.
I don't know.
What did he get back?
I really don't know. I forget completely.
So every time he kills.
I don't think they showed us.
Yeah, they might not have shown it. But yeah,
I think he started screaming in pain in the
yeah. But yeah, pretty much every
That's-
time, like Donnie said, every time he kills one of the big demon guys, he gets part of his thing back. And the way that she made it sound is like the demons were going to take everything away from him, including his life, but he got protected by Buddha in some way. And that's why he should have died earlier. That's how I took it to mean. Oh, and something about the first person that they sacrificed was a pilgrim. And that's why the guy with the really big head had the bell and was ringing it or something.
It was a spirit.
It was like, yeah. Yeah, it was.
The spirit was the first traveler that came. It was a wealthy merchant, and
No, it wasn't a merchant. It was a pilgrim.
Oh yeah, that is
Yeah.
how they explain it.
But after that, they did start taking all their money.
Yeah. After that, the spirit shows them the gravesite of all of the money that he buried, and the villagers like shamed by it.
Yep. And they're like tormented by the bell, by the
Mhm.
ringing that he does, and that's what they were actually like. Oh, fuck this guy. We need this person gone. But and that's pretty much how it ends.
Shame.
Yeah, shame.
Shame.
Donnie, you have to tell me. Do you like this show?
Dororo?
Yeah.
It would be better if there was a Kagome.
There is going to be a Kagome. We're going to get a Kagome. Don't you worry. We've already seen her in the opener. She's coming.
I just rewatched the scene where it shows him like in pain.
Yeah.
It shows his entire nervous system.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, that's not good. He can feel pain again. Because that's right. When he was getting hurt, he never reacted in the first episode.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's not good. Oh, I completely forgot about that.
It shows his entire nervous system. I'm really happy it didn't do this. It doesn't show past his elbows. It shows up to like his
Because
elbows,
he doesn't have arms.
where the blades are. Yeah, because the prosthetic, he has nubs as arms. It is what this image looks
I
like.
wonder if he's gonna get each arm back though.
Hmm.
Because there's at
I don't know,
least
maybe.
7. There's at least 7 or 6 demons. I don't know if they gave a number actually.
Oh God!
What?
There's a blade in my arm.
I mean, it's obviously detachable. They're just gonna take it off.
Well, yeah, but
I really hope
So-
though that he gets more. I want him to start talking. I need him to start talking.
You need a non-silent character.
Yes.
Why?
Because I want him to interact with Dover, bro. I want him.
Whoa,
Yeah, I want him to. I want to understand how he feels. I want to know what he's trying to do. Oh,
He feels pain.
I also forgot to mention that the lord that had him, the father, had another son.
His father.
And that guy looks fucking. That guy looks. What's it called?
They don't show how many demons there are. They don't even show like a scene of like panning.
Oh
first
shit!
episode.
I remember. Okay, I
On-
remember when I said a new song. Only other right it rained. I now know what I actually typed. A new son, because they have a new son that they show, and the mom's like, it rained like this that same day I gave birth to my other son. I was like, this was the only other day.
Oh
it
yeah.
rained. What? This is the only other day it rained? Okay.
No, like that.
Yeah, like
it was
that,
the only other
whatever.
thunderstorm in the last 16
Yeah.
years.
I was like, oh yeah, that's why I wrote that.
man, learn to English.
I was just typing it really fast because I'm watching the show and typing these notes, and I'm like, I have to keep looking back.
We should probably finish up. Gonna promise Neverland.
Oh yeah. But yeah, you guys, Dan, you should watch this show. It's really good. Paul, you think this is pretty good?
Damn. You know what's really? You don't realize this, but fucking Inuyasha's an isekai.
Oh my God, you're right.
Oh my god.
Oh
You're right.
And a reverse isekai.
Yeah, how many?
Because Inuyasha goes to the real world.
Yeah, he doesn't stay there. He goes back every
God,
now and then.
I want to kill myself.
Is there an isekai that centers around a girl going into another world?
Around a girl?
Yeah.
Inuyasha.
Other than Inuyasha, though. I'm trying to think.
Inuyasha isn't an
Tanya-
isekai,
oh,
but it is definitely an isekai. Tanya the Evil is a girl.
Oh.
No, he's a
it's
guy.
character in a
No,
guy in
he's
girl's
a
body.
guy. He's a guy in a girl's body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still a guy.
Rimuru is a guy in a girl's
Yo,
body.
when's that coming back? When's fucking Tanya the Evil coming back?
They're making a movie
Okay, good.
right now.
Okay.
Okay, Promise Neverland.
Yeah, that's good process.
Back
I do
on
wanna finish-
track.
But honestly, this is really good. It's been a long time since I've seen a really good feudal era anime.
He also hasn't really looked for
I
one,
haven't
but
because they always turn
that's
me
besides the
off. They
point.
normally turn me off, but this one looks good. Okay, let's hit the one that apparently everyone's gonna say is the fucking gold mine this year, or the gold mine this month.
Season, but whatever.
Season.
3 months.
Yeah, 3 months. Yo, Dan, you want to talk about this one? Since this is one that you watched.
I mean, go for it.
Yeah, okay, Dan, go for it.
I don't know what the fuck. I can't remember the first
Oh
episode.
my god.
You're
What do
so
you mean?
And not, I can't remember it well enough to run it down.
Okay, Dan. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, so The Promised Neverland. We are introduced to a cast of children in an orphanage with serial numbers tattooed on them. So we already have like a premise of like they're being
Something
held here for some strange reason, right?
Yes.
So all of the members of the orphanage are happy little kids. They don't really see the world as being terrible, you know, as all kids do.
They love their orphanage mom.
Yeah, they love their orphanage mom. And for most of the episode, we're made to believe that their mom is like this kind, nice woman who's just trying to raise a bunch of kids. And like the show's very vibrant and colorful.
Yep.
So like for most of the episode, you're like, when the fuck is this supposed to turn dark?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So pretty much it shows you these extremely intelligent kids, which are our main characters that we're going to follow for the show. And they're way too smart for their own good. And am I missing big plot points
Not yet.
Not
before I
really.
go
No, you're not.
on to the big turn?
No. I mean,
They played tag.
the big. The big thing is. Oh wait, what's the big turn? Where are you getting to?
I'm just doing the synopsis of
Yeah,
how
I mean,
the
the
episode
The only
goes.
thing that you definitely know that they say before that is the oldest you can be is 12, which is the main character's age, until they are like they go away to go with their families or before they're adopted.
Yeah. Yeah, the oldest the kids that they've seen in the orphanage is 12.
And just mysteriously,
Um,
no one ever contacts them back. No one
Yeah.
ever says anything.
But Connie will.
So one of the kids is being adopted, so the orphanage, the other kids believe, and she always has this doll with her, this bunny, and she leaves the house. She's extremely happy extremely sad that she has to leave her family, and the other kids are cleaning, and they realize after she left that she left her bunny. One kid notices, hey, the lights are still on in the area that we're not supposed to be, because they're allowed outside of the orphanage, but they're in like a gated area,
Yeah.
and there's this big fence that they notice earlier in the episode, and they explain to us, oh, mom says we're never allowed to go here,
Yeah.
and we're never allowed to go past this fence in the woods. And they're like, fuck it, we're gonna go. And they try to catch up to their mom and the kid to give her two of the three main characters, Emma and Norman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Run out to give the bunny to the girl before she leaves, and This is where it turns to dark. They inspect this truck bed, and the girl is dead.
Connie's dead with a
Yeah,
rose stuck in her.
she's got stabbed by a rose.
Yep.
I don't know who would use a rose as a weapon, but whatever.
Those
Ruby.
monsters we're dealing with.
Yeah. They hear somebody coming after finding the dead girl, and they hide under the truck. And we're showed these reptile-ish monsters. Kind of, they're like aliens.
Yeah,
like
it's really weird.
if you have ever watched The Happening, not The Happening. What the fuck's that movie called?
know.
The Shining?
No, that's definitely not an alien movie.
I know.
Alien.
What's the one that comes with? It's like a camera point of view.
Cloverfield.
Cloverfield, yeah. They're kind of like the Cloverfield monsters
Oh, okay.
from the Cloverfield universe.
Okay.
But they see these monsters and like they're like traumatized by it, and they don't get caught, but they leave the doll there,
Yep.
and their mother finds it, and that's how the episode ends. They run back to the orphanage, and the mother is looking at the doll, and the third main character, Ray, notices that something is up with them,
Yeah.
even though they're trying to play it off like nothing happened, because they don't want to give away to the other kids that something
just got real.
something is completely fucked about their world.
Yeah. Well, okay. Two big things though. One, the mom was speaking to these things. These things can talk.
Oh
and they
yeah,
mentioned that they're harvesting them specifically for food. Like they eat them.
yeah.
They're like a delicacy.
These children are farms.
Yeah.
Or this orphanage is a farm.
Yes. Which
And the
when
children
they
are livestock.
when that okay when that came out, I went back and I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, holy shit, this makes so much more sense now. Like, holy crap,
Right.
I never even thought of this. The whole time I'm like, this is gonna turn. Shit.
There's a dinner plate for a clock.
I'm like,
The
holy
clock
shit.
only goes up to 12.
Like,
all the kids are on the dinner plates.
Yeah, like holy shit.
They got serial numbers.
It is really good. Like the whole time I'm thinking like, oh, they're like making like child soldiers or something. That's what I honestly thought it was. And then holy fuck, total left field. Like demons that eat kids. Oh, and the mom is, for all intents and purposes so far, we think that she's definitely still human, and that she's talking with the demons. So we know that she's like in cahoots with them. It's not like she got taken when they went off or something.
She's the mama shark.
Yeah. Baby
Maybe she's
shark,
just a
baby
mom
shark.
disguise herself.
Oh yes, we don't know that yet. We don't know about disguising or anything like that. We do know that these demons drive trucks, though.
Yep.
Yeah, they do.
Which is very
Human-looking
strange.
trucks.
Yeah, human trucks, but they do not look human at all.
Maybe they don't drive trucks because we didn't
Maybe it was
really see them
Mama.
transport it.
What's the point of the truck then?
No. Like the trucks just.
Oh, maybe they have human slaves that do all the work for them.
Yeah.
Okay, that can make sense actually.
I mean, like, you gotta think like there are two maids now, right? Two nuns.
Yeah.
Because like even if you watch the
We see 'em,
opener,
yeah, we
like you
the
see the other there are other adult humans in this world
Yes.
that are controlling the children.
Yes. Before we get to the next episode, I do just want to point out two small things. They are when they're at the reason I thought they were child soldiers because they do like hardcore testing. Like they're pretty much their whole day is they wake up, they eat, they take like really extraneous tests, and then like they practice outside and like they run around. And that was very strange. Like the testing seemed really hardcore. Like people were like fucking crazy about it. Also, holy shit, Connie's outfit when she left made me cringe so hard. I don't know why. She's wearing a little fedora and she's wearing like a black like mafia suit. I'm like, holy shit,
Right?
this is so cringy.
Yeah, but then
All
they
the
go.
better for snapping flowers
Then
into
you
her.
go out to the thing. Like they're not in modern. Because like that truck isn't modern. That's like a 1950s vehicle, 1940s vehicle.
Yeah.
Like they're not in modern times, so like that attire is more suited to to that time period.
No, that's
right?
fine, but it just looks really cringy. I don't know why I saw it like, ugh. Oh, also, a prime example of how you should cry very loudly when they're running back and Emma's like, she's not really dead, right, Norman? That wasn't Connie. And then she's like, no, that's right, that was Connie. She takes a deep breath, she's like, and then like yells really loud and like cries. Like that's good. That's a good version of that crying. That involves.
That's a terrible version of that
no,
cry.
that makes so much more sense.
Because like the mom can hear, like they're
Far away,
outside.
they're far away.
They're not that far away. It doesn't matter. Like you're outside. There's
Yeah, that's
nothing
what
to.
they
Okay.
point
There's
out.
literally
Yeah,
nothing
it was bad for her to
for
cry
your
there.
for your like your voice
be
to
bounced- yeah,
be
yeah.
muffled by. So like
Well, no,
if I'm mom, like I'm only at that gate,
yeah.
like holding that fucking bunny. Like I heard you crying.
True, I agree. But she already knew there were people out there. That's fine. It's bad timing, but very well done. Like that's how you should cry. That
Also,
what?
there's a plot point that they introduced the next episode that also is a plot hole.
Yeah. We'll
Mm.
get that. Don, you want to take the second episode as well? You want to talk about that?
No.
Paul, do you want to take the second episode?
So, we go back. There. Emma's just not having it. She's paranoid as fuck. And Norman is all normal. And she's just like, so she's like trying to get through like but she just can't. She's just freaking the fuck out, like internally. Norman goes up to her and he's like, calm the fuck down. If you don't, they'll know you saw something and they'll fuck you up. So she slightly calms down. They start working, like talking and like working on a plan. So they go to the fence, and excuse me, they jump it. They jump the fence that they were told never to jump.
Mhm.
They're bad boys and girls now. So they keep on running further into the forest, and they run into a very smooth concrete wall that Trump built to keep them on the other side.
Yo, make that wall.
He finally
Making
got
it-
his wall.
Making it political, I see. Good
Yeah,
plan.
Yep,
Good.
thank
Not
you,
even
thank you.
not even your politics.
Yeah.
Fuck
Not
out
even
of
my politics.
here.
And you know what? I also have not mentioned if it's a good or a bad thing. I just said it's a wall,
Okay, sure, it is a wall. You're right.
Somebody's wall.
and it's somebody's wall. We don't know who, so it could be.
Yeah, we don't know who
Trump's-
paid for it either.
Yeah, it's true.
Mexicans who paid for it all.
But it's also very smooth, and there's no way to like climb it. So Norman tries to climb a tree that's not too far to see over it. He's shit at climbing, so he couldn't. So Emma does it, and she says it's like, I forget how thick it is, but it's like
6 meters, 3 to 4 meters thick is what
Okay.
she says. I think.
okay. Well, it's a pretty thick slab.
Yeah.
So they start thinking of, so then they hear the bell and they're like, oh shit, we have to go back.
They notice that the bell is a little early.
No,
That's
that's
next time.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not this
Yeah.
time.
So they get back, and one of the little kids comes crying back, saying he lost
Another
his
little
friend.
kid.
Another little kid. So the mama opens up her compass clock thing,
Pocket watch.
pocket watch. Thank you, and as a deterrent to show that she knows everyone is she's watching, because if it turns out it's actually a tracker. She instantly finds the kid, and Emma and Norman kind of freak out. So they start talking about more plans. They start sneaking around. Before that, they're getting ready for dinner, and Emma is looking at a wall of pictures where everyone drew, and in the spot they took off Connie's, and it was empty, and she was looking at it, and then Mom just shows right up looking super creepy, and she's like, "Oh, you've been acting strange lately. I just, I'm wondering what's going on." And Emma is visibly just freaking out. And then says, "Oh no, nothing's going on. I'm just sad that Connie left, and I'm kind of happy. I really hope she writes." And she also said that she's gonna be a great mom like you, and she gives her a hug. It's like, "Oh, I love you, Mom," while like still freaking out. And then Ray comes, and he's like, "Yeah, dinner's ready." And then Mom's like, "Oh, okay." Ray's still not like being suspicious, but doesn't know what's actually going on. And then Norman and Emma start sneaking around during the night, gathering like I think rope and stuff like that.
Tablecloths.
Tablecloths, yeah, to
They were
climb
looking for rope, but obviously
Yeah.
climb the wall.
Yeah.
The trumpet.
So the next day, during their yard time, they're at the wall. They're making a plan. Like, maybe we should tell Ray. And they're like, "But what if he were to freak out and all that shit?" And then he's like, "Tell me what?" And they're like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I followed. Like, you guys are acting suspicious." So then they tell him, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, I get the gist of it." And Emma's like, "Wait, you're not calling us liars and calling this bullshit?" And it's like, "Well, if it was just you, yes, I would. But Norman said it, and he's not stupid enough to make up lies like that." And then they're talking about like survival things. Feasibly, only them three can survive because the youngins are too young and will probably slow them down. But Emma is not having any of everyone to survive. And agrees with her. Ray is right. While Emma runs off to do something, it's revealed that Norman likes Emma. But the big thing is that Emma doesn't know how that they also have to survive on top of escaping, which is going to be really hard.
Survive in a world where the monsters are the dominant
Yeah.
species. That Emma isn't really
Thinking that far ahead.
thinking that far ahead. She's just thinking, "Oh, we got to get out of the farm."
Yeah.
Not what's beyond the farm.
Yeah. And then
You know, like when the cow wanders onto the road and it gets hit by a car.
or
Oh shit!
gets hit by
I
a
didn't know.
train.
I didn't know there were actually other things other than more grass beyond this fence.
Yeah. Then the bell rings. And they're like, "Wait, it's early." And then they get gathered up because they have an announcement. There's a new baby. I think it's Caroline or something.
Did they give a name? I didn't even remember that part. I
Yeah.
saw the baby,
Yeah,
but I couldn't remember if it was new.
Yeah, I don't
It was
remember
like-
even getting a name.
Yeah, it was a name. They gave her a name. It's like either Carol. And then they're
Who,
like,
the new
The new baby.
the
The
new
baby.
maid?
No, there's a maid
The
and a
baby.
new baby.
Yeah. And then they're
There's a
like,
new
"Oh yeah."
baby?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
holding a new baby.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yep.
know.
And
I didn't
then
notice.
She's like, "Oh yeah," and this is sister. So I don't even remember the sister's
Yeah.
name.
Crone.
Crown.
Crone. But I remember the goddamn baby's name.
Racist too.
Yep. That's obviously it. So and then the three of them are just like, "Fuck," and it ends.
Yeah, and that's there. Yeah, new mom, dude. It's gonna be good. But like
Black
Paul
man.
said, Paul did mention that there's a big plot hole here, and that's that fucking tracker.
Yep. Yep, it's that tracker. Because if they knew somebody was there, couldn't they just check the tracker and seen that two of them were?
She didn't think to.
Maybe she
Come
didn't.
on.
Maybe she didn't have it on her. Maybe. I'll give her that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
other thing.
Give her the benefit. I left my damn watch at home.
Fucking
The only time I need it to keep track of all those stupid
That's
kids.
why she was staring at the bunny with such mad
Yeah,
eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
she was like, I wish I
Right.
had my damn watch.
Fucking so
Like,
stupid.
God damn it. Fuck this bunny. I want my watch.
Yeah. That was I don't know. I don't like that because it makes it like why isn't she just watching her watch the entire time at this point? Why is she just watching to see where everyone goes?
Or like during yard time, obviously they jump the fence.
Yeah.
So she.
I
Or,
feel
like-
like she does now.
You think she knows it's them?
We'll find
mean,
out.
Like literally, this whole plot point you're talking about, she's gotta know.
No.
She's gotta
I don't
have
think she
seen
does.
it.
Or why doesn't the fence like have a
Yeah, they all have trackers, but the
Why the
fence...
fuck's the fence 2 feet tall?
yeah? Or why doesn't the fence like have a laser beam so like once the trackers go
Yeah.
over that fence, like it sounds off an alarm?
This is old
I
timies.
we literally just said it's probably not modern time.
But
They have
then
trackers,
how
though.
do they have the tracker in them?
It's probably something that the demons gave him. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Magic.
Germany
Paul.
Germany did a lot of things, Paul,
Yeah, Germany did do a
in
lot of
World
things.
War II.
Okay, there are only 2 questions that I actually have. One, where are these babies coming from?
Another
well,
farm where they're bred.
Okay, so it's like Mad Max. Have you watched Mad Max Fear?
No, is that
He
a good
has.
movie?
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. But you have designated breeding women
Ooh, yikes.
to breed with.
Oh,
And then-
that's good for Mad Max.
Yeah.
Why do you think
These
Black
women
Belt
are
was
for
a
breeding. These
And
women
then-
are for fun.
and then they have a separate amount like another one for specifically like
Okay,
breast milk or
sure.
milk or like that.
Why the...
This one is perpetually
Ugh.
pregnant so she can produce milk.
Oh, god
Yep.
damn.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that does suck. Holy shit. Oh, one thing that we forgot to mention is like apparently the reason that they like nurture them and like they don't like why there's like an age limit or some shit is because like they and why they're trained, like why they take all the tests is to make their brains better because that apparently makes that's like the most delicate part.
That's what
That's
we're
the theory.
the kids assuming.
Yes, but they're really smart kids, so they're probably right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. The kids are super smart.
I mean, why else would they nurture that brain?
We don't know yet. That's what we haven't. I mean, hopefully there's more that we're going. I would be very disappointed if all the theories that they come up with are true. That would be really dumb. Like they should come up with these theories and they should be wrong on a few of them.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, they should. I mean, they definitely should do that. But another question I guess I would have is why the fuck are these maids doing it? Are they actually humans? Are they just like I don't understand. Are they humans? Are they demons in disguise? Like what Dan said? Or and if they are humans, are they going to be redeemed? Are they going to have a redemption arc? Or are they just the bad
No.
guys?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what they're listed as on any chart.
Oh no. Okay.
Norman, Emma, and Ray are listed as main characters. Isabella, Crone, and another person are listed as supporting characters.
What the fuck? Supporting characters.
And to be fair, Dururu,
Yeah.
what's his name's dad is also listed as a supporting character.
What is wrong
Okay.
with them?
Oh,
So like I don't know if this
Okay,
like them
no,
actually listing them as supporting characters is
so the term supporting characters doesn't mean they're supporting the main characters. It means they're just secondary
Yeah, but
characters.
where's the main villain then, or the main
They
antagonist?
they don't ever list that in
the world is the
Yeah,
main antagonist.
the world that they're gonna grow up in.
The monster, the farm.
For the most part, most places list the main antagonist as a supporting character still.
Do we know how many episodes this show's gonna be?
12.
Only 12. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we think it's gonna end with them escaping? Do we think we're gonna like?
No. Actually, I don't know. It's
I don't
really
think
hard
I
to
think
say
they're
right
going
now.
to escape by episode 5.
By episode 5? Okay.
But I think they're going to be like on the run.
Yeah, of course.
So like there's going to be like anxiety for the entire group of kids.
So like, what's the end
So,
goal
like-
here? What is the end goal? What do we think? I
Survive.
yeah, I know survive, but are they gonna get to like a demon like city or a demon town, or are they gonna get to another farm to like help other kids? Like that's
No,
how
Go
I-
so-
watch.
What?
So what they're gonna find like oxen and all that, or not oxen, sorry, bison and like
Bison.
buffalo and all that. They're gonna run free with a buffalo.
Oh my God.
But the buffalo are actually gonna be other like wild humans.
What? You're crazy.
Hmm.
I'm like I by wild I mean like they're not livestock,
We're gonna
not domestic.
we're gonna get a time skip. I know it. We're gonna fuck.
You know, I could actually see your theory, Matt. Like,
I think
Emma and Ray just kind of like are the only two that actually survive, and then we get some sort of like time skip where they're much older, like adults,
And
and they're
they're
basically
they're running
like
their own time.
resistance
Yes, they're the
fighters.
resistance. That's where I definitely see this going. They're gonna escape
Wait,
like what Donnie says.
Norman doesn't survive.
Yeah, Norman's dead. Norman's gone
Yeah.
because he's the average boy. He's like the middle ground guy. Emma's really.
You think
even
Norman's
says
not?
Yeah, I think
He said
Norman's,
he's
Norman's
gonna
living.
No,
sacrifice
Norman's dead.
himself.
Norman's dead.
living.
Nope, Norman's dead.
I don't know
He's
why I
gonna-
just started this.
He's gonna die. He's gonna die to He's gonna die protecting Emma. 100%.
It's one of two things is going to happen. Norman's going to die, or Ray is going to save Norman and sacrifice himself
No,
for Norman.
Ray is definitely not dying.
Yeah, Ray's a coward.
Ray's the main character.
he's going to live regardless. No, Emma's definitely the main
Yeah, I
character.
know,
Get the
but
fuck
Ray-
out of here.
But yeah, I honestly think they're gonna escape. Some of them are gonna die. Norman, and then
Oh, a whole bunch of
and then once they escape, maybe we'll have an episode of them surviving, or the episode of them surviving, and then it turns to like 20 years later, they're fucking resistance. They're breaking out more kids from other farms, and then that's where, and then something along those lines. I think that's gonna do the twist, like a jump, like halfway through the episode, halfway through the season. Also, one more question before we end. This will be the last one. Do we think there's any, like, they show it a lot in the closer as well? Why the fuck was Connie stabbed with roses or with like flowers?
seasoning.
Seasoning? Okay. Okay, Dan. Whatever. Seasoning. Okay.
I mean, what other reason?
Okay.
Anyways, I think we should end.
Yes, we do
I
in the
really
end.
need to go-
This, like Donnie said, this will probably be the big hit this season. I think the character interactions with each other are very good. The reactions that they have, like when Paul said when they're like trying to protect, like trying to like hide that they're terrified, is really well done. And then when they get away of it, like they kind of break down slightly. Like Norman's shaking, she like falls to the ground. She's like, "Oh shit, how the fuck? Like this is really heavy." I like that shit a lot. That's my final thing. You guys want to mention out of the new season what you're probably like most looking forward to?
What?
Out of the new
Sorry,
season,
you
the
cut out
new
there.
shows, what do you think you're most looking
Yeah.
forward to?
Fuck, it's hard to say right now. It's like
Yeah.
it's a tie between like 3 or 4 right now.
I have to wait until they separate from each other. Like, I need more episodes
Okay.
to decide that. Because, like, Shield Hero has a lot of promise. Dururu has a lot of promise. It just depends on how fast paced the show is. Like, for Dururu.
Yeah.
Because, like, if every episode is, oh, I get to kill a demon every episode, and there's no, like, actual character development.
Yeah.
Like you said, I need him to talk.
I do need him to talk.
Yeah, and I'll give you a definite answer like next time when we have more episodes.
Dan, you can
Oh,
include the ones from last season.
I know what I'm going to love.
I was going to anyway.
What are you gonna say?
Date a Live 3.
I don't know what that is.
Is that your definite answer?
No,
Okay.
no.
Dan, what do you have one?
It's a harem show.
yikes.
Paul?
I mean,
or Matt.
I would probably lean towards Slime, but at the same time, Shield Hero. It's like Donnie said, it's got a lot of promise, but it's also got a direction it can go that would just like make it much worse.
I don't think it's gonna do that. I have faith in this one. I really do.
It's we need more episodes to really determine.
I mean,
Anyways, I have to bleed the lizard.
okay. I have to give it to Love Is War because I'm fucking loving it. Holy shit!
Love is War
I'm
is gonna be
so
your number
excited. Dude. I love it so goddamn much. Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. We will hopefully see you next week as well. Hope you enjoyed the long episode, and hopefully you enjoy the slightly shorter episode next time when we don't have to run down through like 30 episodes. So thanks for watching, and talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.